What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about EA confirms the next Battlefield title will launch before April of 2026. We're going to talk about the MLB The Show 25 new gameplay features and changes. We're also going to talk about it sure sounds like Electronic Arts thinks cutting Dragon Age the Veilguard's live service components was a mistake. We're going to talk about Disney earnings boosted by Moana 2. Disney Plus loses 700,000 subscribers as streaming business swings into another profit. And there's another article which I think connects to the other one, which is EA's boss is willing to move Battlefield release date to account for GTA 6, basically. So if you like what we do here, we go over news stories, have conversations, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Why is my camera happening here? That's the wrong one. Balance. There we go. A little too bright there. All right. What's going on, Mo? What's going on, Roic? Z, Altern, Travis. Who am I missing here? Scrolling back up. Felix. Who else am I missing? Eclipse, good morning. Billy, good morning. DTM, good morning. How's everyone doing this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world? Travis says, I'm gonna play the free-to-play game this month on PlayStation 5, High on Life. I hear it's good things. Good game. We played it, was it like 3 years ago? I think it was like 2022, 2023. We played it. It was hilarious. Good game. I think it came out in like 2022. I think it did. Maybe it was 2023. I don't even remember anymore. Oh, it says it came out like 4 years ago. Yeah, it was good then, so it's good now. Right? Travis says 30. Just another example of the move to digital. If you get any addition to WWE 2K25, you get the digital edition of WWE 2K24 to play in the meantime. So, the price of one game, you get two. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, that's basically what Xbox is doing. If you buy the game, you get it for PC and you get it for your Xbox as well. Z says, I just got to listen to the morning investors call for Disney. What a joke. Oh, I didn't listen. I'm not a stockholder. But was it pretty funny, Z? I mean, we're going to go over the story for the Disney earning call. 700,000 subscribers gone. What's going on, Kurt? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy to lose that. And you can sort of see what's going on. I mean, they're already promoting Fantastic Four, okay? Fantastic Four before Brave New World comes out. They're not doing very well. Maybe, Moana did very well, right? And again, the analogy I always talk about, or actually it's not an analogy, it's the facts of the film industry, right? Like one movie can make up for the other 7 or other 9 that didn't make money. Travis says, if you buy it digital for 2K25, which I'm not, no more digital games for me. Well, you're not going to have a choice, Travis. You're not going to have a choice. Violent Renegade did a live stream. It's definitely worth listening. And take it. Okay, well, maybe I'll do that after the Floptastic 4. I think the movie's going to do... I don't know what it's going to do financially, Travis, because I can't base it off just the trailer that we saw yesterday. I think the movie looks good. Like, visually, it looks good. I like the timepiece. I think we all know, like, by the end of it, like, the Fantastic Four, because it takes place in an alternate universe, right? It doesn't take place in the MCU, right? That they're going to get removed from their planet in some sort of time travel or wormhole, and they'll end up in the MCU type of stuff to save it from Galactus. Galactus has got to be like the bad guy, right? I would assume. Because it would be pretty stupid to lead up with the Galactus and just kind of like shove him off after one film. Right? My biggest thing is, as you're saying, Pedro Pascal, I'm not sold on him being Reed Richards. And I know I'm being biased. I'm just tired of seeing him. He's in everything, right? Great actor in some movies, not a so good actor in other movies, but hey, that's just what it is, right? You can't be best in everything. Jason says, don't forget about the female Silver Surfer. I haven't forgotten. Yesterday, you guys reminded me. Too much Pedro. Pedro-tastic 4. I think Pedro Pascal should just play all the characters, right? He should play The Thing, Invisible Woman, Reed Richards, Johnny Storm. He should just play all the characters. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Wasn't that John Malkovich at the ball? Yeah, he was the old guy. I think, and I wouldn't know this unless I watched one of the other videos. One of the other guys said he's playing, was it Red? Not Red Hood. Is it Red Hood? No, it's not Red Hood. It's Red. I forget what the. I wouldn't know. Red Ghost. Thank you. He's Red Ghost. Thank you. Hilly says anyone can play Invisible Woman, right? You don't even need to cast someone. You just have a scene sort of like this. Are you ready? Are you ready, Hilly? Hold on. Let me see. Okay. This is, look, I'm going to play Invisible Woman right now. Hold on. Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm playing Invisible Woman today. Welcome to 30NSG. Right? That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to be... No one's on screen. You just show an empty scene. And you just have someone talking. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's a new thing. That could be a whole channel. The Invisible and Content Creator. That's what you call it. The Invisible Content Creator. And you just have a channel. You don't even have to have an AI. It's just that you pretend you're invisible. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. She was in like 4%, Jason. She was in like 4% of one comic. She wasn't even the main thing in the comic. I think she was in 4 pages of a comic, if I'm not mistaken. But to be fair, if she's in this, and if it's in an alternate universe, I don't know if it's in an alternate universe. I think it's an alternate universe, a different timeline. That could be the reason that she is a she in that universe, but Silver Surfer in a different universe could be a dude. Who knows? He says, who's pretending? I am invisible. I mean, I can't see you, Hilly, so that's fact. I can't see you, so you are invisible. Krebsy says, I shared a theory someone had in general. He thinks Fantastic Four will lose against Galactus. Galactus will eat Earth. Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four transport to a main Fantastic Four or F4 universe. All right, well, that's. I would assume that Galactus would be the reason that Earth dies, right? I would assume that's what it is. My theory's post-credit scene will show Doom removing helmet, showing Robert Downey Jr. I mean, they already kind of blew that out of the bag, didn't they? They already let the cat out of the bag. It would have been really nice if they didn't tell us that at a Comic-Con and they just showed it for the first time in the movie. But, you know, oh well. There's a bunch of fishing line set up to move stuff around the room. Oh, for invisible, yeah, when you're moving stuff. That's too... This is minimal viable product, Kurt. We wouldn't do anything. This is all we would do. That's it. There would be nothing. There'd be nothing going on. No fishing strings, no nothing. It's just, I'm invisible. That's it. We don't have the time for budget. We don't have the time for budget. Minimal viable product. If the video game industry can do minimal viable product, damn straight I'm going to do minimal viable product. Argus says, I forgot that we were making that movie until you just got mentioned. What, Fantastic Four? Fantastic Four? Talked about it yesterday, Argus. Literally, we talked about it yesterday when you were playing with us. Travis says, it's a good idea. Your hair is already invisible. Oh, God, Travis. Travis. There's a guy named Travis. He's always around in the chat room. Takes status down. I'm so glad we made a song about you. Overhyped trash with Mass Effect. Now that's his stash. He's a Sony pony, loud and proud. Even when Sony's got him down, they took his games. No, the joke's not on me, Travis. You can like the song, but the joke is still on you.
He's reporting more than he's trying to heal. You're all wrong, he says with a smirk, while his opinion drives the rest berserk. Elden Ring's bad, and that's a fact. And he doubles down, no turning back. He's the self-made critic, the contrarian knight, with a Sony shield and a Trollish might. Marvel Rivals, he plays the game his way, but every fight there's a report to lay. Oh, Travis.
Come on, everyone. Sing this. Know the words.
Hey, what we love, he claims we're all fakes. When Marvel Rivals starts to reveal, he's reporting more than he's trying to heal. He's the master of debates, the sultan of shade. In Travis's world, it's his rules that are laid. If you disagree, oh, prepare for the fight, because Travis always knows he's right. But deep down, we love the guy in chat, even if he's swinging a verbal bat. For every bad take, there's a laugh or two. Travis, we'd be bored without you. Oh, Travis, the king of hot takes. Hey, what we love, he claims we're all fakes.
Yeah, Travis doesn't heal.
Sony took your games, but you're loyal, it's real. And you'll report us all while forgetting to heal. So here's the Travis.
There you go. Insta-lock DPS Spider-Man main. We played last night with Marvel Rivals after we played Battlefield 1 last night. It was me, Argus, and Mr. Luke, right? And there was a Spider-Man on the team. He did have 18 kills. It was just funny though. We got our asses handed to us, right? And the guy at the very end was like, "I tried to carry." And I was just like, "Okay. Yeah, you're Spider-Man. You can't carry with Spider-Man." But whatever. Cool. All right, let's start off with some EA news here. There's two stories. They might say the same. So I'm going to start off with the EA confirms next Battlefield title will launch before April 2026. Okay? If you guys like what we do here, we just cover news stories, have conversations, get you through a couple of hours of your day. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. I know it's hard. Like if you guys are on PC, if you're PC gamers, and you don't want to hit Steam and then go to Epic, you probably don't want to hit that like button because it's way farther down on the thing, right? And if you're on the mobile phone, it's real simple. You just take your thumb from here to here, and you can hit dislike or like, but engage with one of those things, right? Engage with one of those things, right? At least the person, and I know who you are, okay? At least the person that hits the dislike button, at least he's consistent. He shows up every single day and hits that dislike button, and I do appreciate you. I do. All right, so EA confirms the next Battlefield title will launch before April of 2026. Okay. EA has confirmed in its latest financial statement that they plan to launch the next Battlefield title before April 1st, 2026. Wouldn't it be great if they launched it on April 1st, 2026? And they're like, just kidding. You thought we were making a Battlefield game? Okay. So in its quarter 3 fiscal year 2025, the results of the company said EA unveiled the Battlefield Labs, a new invitation allowing players. Can I just, I don't know if you guys saw this, side note real fast. Okay. Because this is hilarious to me. Okay. This is a side note. Okay. Let me go to my Discord here. Let me go to general chat. I took a screenshot. This screenshot right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. You know what? Maybe we'll do it in a different tab. Okay. Because this makes me laugh. Okay. I took a screenshot yesterday. Okay. It says your number in line is 1,322,047. Okay. Number of users in line ahead of you is 10,025. It says an estimate time 20 minutes. Okay. This is like waiting for the cable guy. All right. Any of you guys ever wait for the cable guy? They're like, yeah, we'll be here sometime between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Make sure you're home. And if you miss it, if you miss the opportunity, you have to wait in the queue line yet again. Okay. I digress, though. Let's move back into the story. Okay. EA's fiscal year takes place between April 1st, 2025 and March 31st of 2026. Logically and historically, this means that the next Battlefield title is targeting an October to November 2025 release. Okay. Earlier this week, EA announced Battlefield Labs, brand new community test environment and the test of the game ahead of its final release. At the moment, it seems like Battlefield Labs will focus on titles. Multiplayer offering of Battlefield is also poised to have a free-to-play Battle Royale experience by Ripple Effect. Fantastic. I can't wait. Sarcasm. I can't wait for a Battlefield game to have a Battle Royale to really be that competitive game that we were looking for. Also announced, a behind-the-scenes preview of Battlefield Labs was a return of Battlefield Portal, which was the first introduction in Battlefield 2042, and brings back classic maps, vehicles, weapons, and more. Okay, the next Battlefield title is set to take the franchise back to its roots. You know, back to its roots of making a game. Okay, approach taking the majority of inspiration from Battlefield's most popular days with Battlefield 3 and 4. Modern combat and classic system and destruction are all poised to return. Can I just say, the roots and when it was the most popular is not the same thing. The roots is Battlefield 1942. The most popular was Battlefield 3. Okay, so Battlefield will now be led by Respawn Entertainment's Vince Zampella as part of the franchise restructuring following Battlefield 2042's weak launch. Disastrous. Can we not say weak launch? Disastrous launch, because it sold. It sold, but it was disastrous. Okay, so let's go to the second article, which is talking about EA boss is willing to move Battlefield release date to account for the year related to the competition. GTA 6. Okay. So 2025 looks a stacked year for AAA video games. Not only do we launch the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games to contend with, but also got a list of big hitters set for later in 2025, such as Borderlands 4. I totally forgot about Borderlands 4 coming out this year. Okay. Mafia, The Old Country, right? Ghosts of Yote. And there's also inevitable new Call of Duty from Activision, no doubt set for October or November, of course, because that's where it's been the entire time. Okay. But with the big one in Rockstar's guaranteed behemoth is Grand Theft Auto 6, which is still down for release in fall of 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S. But will it be delayed? Parent company Take-Two is so far sticking to the fall 2025 release window, but it's uncertainly coupled with other huge shooters coming out, and this means EA's Battlefield may face a tricky job carving out some of the space for itself. This sounds like it's going to be a disastrous launch for them again. I can't remember, and maybe you guys can remember. Was it Halo that blamed Battlefield, or was it Battlefield that blamed Halo for the poor sales or the poor interaction? I think it was Halo blaming Battlefield, right? Let me know in the comments section. Let me know in the chat. Okay, EA has the next Battlefield down for 2026 fiscal year, which means before April 2026, that's prime GTA 6 territory right there, and maybe even prime Call of Duty Borderlands 4 territory. I can't imagine Take-Two doing a 1-2 combo of of Borderlands 4 and GTA within months of each other. I can't. Okay, I think Borderlands 4 gets like a summer launch, and then GTA gets that September, October launch, right? So, but we'll see. It says so much that EA have considered releasing dates for competing games when it comes to working out when it launches Battlefield. A fair bit. EA CEO Andrew Wilson, or as we call him, Android Wilson, admitted to recent financial calls and may also be willing to delay Battlefield if it has to. I don't see a good scenario for this for Battlefield, okay? Because Battlefield usually does well at that time frame where it usually launches around August, September, October type of stuff. Now, Grand Theft Auto is coming around that, okay? It's coming around that time. If they delay Battlefield past the point and into early next year, I think you have a big problem because there's other games are going to come out. February is a packed every year. Every single year, February is a packed month for games coming out, okay? So that's like the last-ditched effort for everybody to get their game out that they wanted into that fiscal year in February. That's why so many games come out in February, okay? Even though it's the new year for us, it's the end of the year financially for the companies. And if it doesn't get delayed to next February, okay, and it does come out during that time frame of Call of Duty, if it comes out during Grand Theft Auto 6, you have a Titanfall situation going on here where it gets sandwiched between these giant games and it gets left in the dust. But here's the thing. At least you have the holiday season to kind of make up for stuff, because once the holiday season ends and you get into January, February, lots of people seize up their wallets. You know what I mean? Wallet stays in the pants, pocketbooks stay shut. Nobody's really spending money for the broader audience. Obviously, the people like you and me who are avid gamers, February is a big month to spend. But a lot of people, normal people that play video games but don't get every single game, their pocketbooks and stuff are closed. So I think, in my opinion, it's almost better to launch it after Grand Theft Auto, between Call of Duty and after Grand Theft Auto, than to go into February, because you lose all that holiday sales, right? The spontaneous buys and whatnot. Because if the game is good, first of all, we already know that Battlefield doesn't sell anywhere close to what Call of Duty sells, okay? So instead of competing against Call of Duty, and again, this is my opinion, instead of Battlefield competing with Battlefield or Call of Duty, they have to compete with themselves. And with the past Battlefields, the best Battlefield ever to sell was 14 million copies, which I believe was Battlefield 3. Maybe it was Battlefield 4. Okay, I would have to look it up. Okay, but for the most part, Bad Company sold, I think it's like 8 or 9 million. And then you had Battlefield 3 or 4 sold 14 or 12, respectively. Okay, that's the highest it's ever sold. So since that point, Battlefield 1, Battlefield V, Battlefield 2042, they've nowhere come anywhere close to those numbers. So as long as they beat those numbers, that's a success for Battlefield, right? But we'll see what happens when it comes out. So certainly it exists in competitive marketplace, Wilson said. It responds to a question from the analyst on the exact topic. It says, I've had great fortune to be in the company for 25 years, and we've done a great job competing for all the great franchises over time. He continues by saying, this is being said, we invested more into Battlefield than any Battlefield before, which means they're spending way more money than they've ever spent on any Battlefield before this. Okay, we have 4 studios that we have a meaningful amount of time. We're looking forward to doing this, the biggest Battlefield we've ever made. Biggest Battlefield we've ever made. Does that mean on day one, or does that mean across the next 3 to 4 years? It's the biggest Battlefield. And we've also, of course, want to make sure that we launch it into a window where we can deliver the fullest and promise what Battlefield can be grown, and the community is the level of with size of game that we're making. Now, here's the thing. Like I just said, if Battlefield comes out between GTA and Call of Duty, that game has to be finished. If this game comes out and is broke, buggy, unfinished, like 5 was, okay, like Battlefield 2042 was, this game is dead in the water. If it comes out and it's a well-polished game, working very well, but it's missing content, right, because they want to make it a live service or whatnot, and they're bringing the content for over the next year, to me, that's also a fail, okay? They have to put enough in this game at the very beginning, sort of like when I talk about Marvel Rivals and other games. Put as many heroes in the beginning of the game as possible for the most, for the biggest wow factor. That's what Battlefield has to do. You're working with 4 studios, okay? All hands on deck. This Battlefield has to come out, and it has to be pristine. It's got to go back to what they said, the roots. It has to feel like Battlefield, and it has to be complete. If it's not complete, it's an L for me, okay? It's an L for the game. It has to come out perfect, not small little, well, all we put was a Battle Royale game and Conquest, and that's it. No, it has to come out, single-player campaign. It's got to be flawless, not glitchy, buggy, okay? And it has to be really well received. Only then is it successful, and then they can add stuff to it, and then people will be excited, okay? So it says, he continues by saying, I do believe that this year might be the year relative of competition, and there'll also be some things happening this year that may cause us to think differently about the launch timing. We have a fiscal year of 26 launch window that the team is targeting, and we believe that the game will be great and ready at the time. At what time? End of this year or the beginning of next year? Okay, they're testing it right now with the labs. We believe the game will also be great and ready at the time, but we also closed at the time frame we believe that wasn't going to be a great window for us, and then we would take a look at the alternate window. It might be as also to give it an appropriate time, energy, and player acquisition opportunity for Battlefield to be all it needs to be. Well, you better hope. You better hope. So as we stand, the new Battlefield will be out before April of 2026. Let's say November of 2025. Battlefield 2042 came out in November of 2021. Battlefield 5 came out in November of 2018. What if GTA launches in or around then? Perhaps EA will respond, push Battlefield back to the first quarter of 2026, still making its fiscal year. But what if it tends to release Battlefield quarter 1 2026 already, and then Rockstar announces GTA 6 delay to quarter 1 2026? Could they bring Battlefield forward? Or maybe it would, in the case that push Battlefield out of the fiscal year and into the next. That would also be a big decision. But based on Wilson's comments, something like EA is prepared for. So here's another thing, right? So let's say GTA does come out and say, hey, we're coming out in September. And everyone's like, yeah, sweet, September. Then Rockstar kind of baits people. And then everybody else kind of puts their ducks in a row. And then all of a sudden, Rockstar, because we've seen it, so many other games get pushed back that have a hard date, and then all of a sudden it gets pushed back. Avowed, Starfield did it. What's it called? Assassin's Creed Shadows did it. Lots of games get pushed back after they announce their time. So let's say Rockstar announces their time, Battlefield announces their time, and then all of a sudden Rockstar says, just kidding, we're coming back, we're pushing it back to November. You're like, oh shit, like what do they do? Okay, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. And again, we've talked about this for weeks, months, years. When Grand Theft Auto comes, everyone's going to move and shift. Right? It's like a giant hurricane storm coming towards the gaming industry. Not because it's like the latest, greatest game. It's just, it's one of these games. It's like a generation game that comes out, right? The last game came out 12, 13 years ago. So it says, you can see why EA has heard and many other third-party publishers are holding their breath as they wait for Rockstar to announce the news for entire industry is hanging on. GTA 6 release date, once it's out and open, whether it's in the fall as planned or delayed to 2026, all other pieces will fall, no doubt, into place. Sure. Here's another thing they could do. Maybe they have, and I said I don't think they're going to put Borderlands and Grand Theft Auto in the same area. But what about if they kind of push Grand Theft Auto back a little bit more and then push Borderlands 4 maybe in that September slot, August, September, and then you push Grand Theft Auto into that November slot, then they pretty much got it covered, right, for that second half. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, I want Battlefield as much as I give Battlefield shit. As we watched Kingard's video yesterday, constructive criticism and toxicity. I'm in between those two with Battlefield. I love Battlefield series. It's one of my favorite games of all time as far as just fun. I've been playing every single one, okay? I love bits and pieces of every single one except Hardline. I hate Hardline because it's not a Battlefield game, in my opinion. But I want this franchise to be arise again, right? I want it to be like the Jesus Christ moment where it's coming back to relevance. At least for the Battlefield people, not for the industry itself. I could care less if it sells 20 million copies. I just want Battlefield to be a best Battlefield game that they can make. And with 4 studios behind it, that's what I'm rooting for. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what I do here, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. Erskine says, Goonie Squad, thank you very much. Appreciate you for the membership. Much appreciated. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Paul says Halo was far more popular. Titan says, I wish Battlefield released in first half of the year, like Bad Company. Yeah, didn't it come out in like May for Bad Company or something like that? Travis says, PGA 2K25 got a free demo. I'll try it because it's free. Roadkill says, oh my God, I cannot make it out to work on time, guys. I'm 38, and I work for myself, and I'm always late. That's, wait a minute. If you work for yourself, how are you always late? Oh, aren't you on time even when you're late? Wait, there's a new Jurassic World movie trailer now? Yeah, so that trailer dropped today. So in the month of July, Titan, we have Jurassic Park, which I haven't watched Jurassic Park. I haven't watched any of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Parks, and I think this one's with Scarlett Johansson, right? So you have, I haven't seen the trailer. We have Jurassic Park, we have Superman, and we have Fantastic Four. What movie do you guys think is going to make it? Right? Which movie do you think is going to make the most money that month? I think it's going to be Jurassic Park. I think Jurassic Park beats Fantastic Four, and I think it beats Superman. Robert Jones says, is 1 year enough time for community playtest to fix and implement feedback? No. No, the answer is no, Jones. Krebsy says, during the holiday, everyone would be buying GTA, COD, and the games that get nominated for rewards. Right, Krebsy. The people that want to buy themselves things, sure. But during the holiday season, you get a lot of gifts. You get a lot of people that buy stuff. You know what I mean? So you have a better opportunity during the holidays than you would if you waited till February, in my opinion. But we'll see. Right? Because a lot of people will be like, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, because they would buy themselves one game and then ask for the other one for Christmas or for Hanukkah. You know what I mean? Roadkill says, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a fucking video game. Let them tell your mother, fuck, I have to die, and lost so much progress. Oh, did you forget to save? Did you forget to save? Krebsy says, looking into EA blames Halo. Thing is making me laugh. And quote is in the article. Yeah. So it was blames Halo, right? So Battlefield blamed Halo for not doing well, correct? Paul says, I think I'll see a free-to-play multiplayer game and paid for a single player. Did you play... Oh, here's another reason. Battlefield probably will be on EA Play as well, 10 hours. So if it comes out early during GTA, you buy GTA, and then you play the 10 hours, and then ask for it for Christmas. You know what I mean? If you like it. Rokin says, did you play Fallout 76 when it came out? Because that shit was not perfect. I did play it. And it was glitchy and buggy. I didn't have a lot of problems, right? I had 82 hours in Fallout 76 Roadkill. There was stuttering going on, but I never got the game-breaking bugs that everyone was showing until 82. As soon as I got to hour 82, I was playing with Dupless. Okay, we were playing with Dupless, and I was playing with... what else was I playing with? I forget the other person I was playing with. Tweak. I was playing with Tweak. We were playing with Tweak, and I was playing with Dupless. And all of a sudden, I got into my power suit armor, okay? And all of a sudden, my guy went invisible. So the suit of armor, I was there. I was in it. But then I got my gear broke. And it looked like I was hopping on one leg. I was missing the leg because my guy underneath the armor was invisible. Then I couldn't exit. I couldn't exit the actual suit. And because you couldn't exit the suit, I couldn't interact with any of the tables. I couldn't make anything. I couldn't do anything. So I had to wait 14 days for them to patch that shit. But I had 82 hours in the game already. Okay? But it was a huge mess. And again, because it wasn't broke for me for those 82 hours, doesn't mean it wasn't broke. It was a disaster when it came out. People were talking about the bag situation for the pre-orders, but the game itself was trash at that moment. I think you got a beer to play Kratos for Halloween coming up on your stream. 30, I think you got the beer to play Kratos. Oh, I see what you're saying. So for Halloween, you want me to beat Kratos? Nah, probably not. Triple H for Kratos. Titan says a lot of rhetoricals. Flip says, I don't know, Triple H is not a good actor. He was really bad, and also Blade, and he also being a main character, I don't think he can pull it off. Oh, for God of War, you think he should play it? Hilly says, I think we see the Jesus again before Battlefield return to form. Probably. We'll actually see the actual Jesus Christ before that comes out. Charlie Hawk says, I'm the weirdo who doesn't care about GTA. Charles, you're actually not. There's a lot of people. Big Mo doesn't care about it. I think Travis doesn't really care about it. There's a lot of people in this chat that don't care about GTA. Let's see. El Dente says, I did the thing you and Sarge hate. I pre-ordered Doom, Dark Ages, but I got the collector's edition. I mean, you could pre-order if you're getting collector's editions, but if you're just pre-ordering the game to pre-order El Dente, we'll shame you. We'll do the Game of Thrones shame. Actually, that's actually a good thing. I should probably put that in the cycle. But because you got the collector's edition, I mean,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
yeah, we don't care. We don't care. Krebsy says, in my opinion, releasing Battlefield anytime during 2025 will make it Titanfall. Releasing from January to March will have lower sales, so release it in April. Well, April goes to 2026, though, Krebsy. Here's the thing. The way I look at video games, and I know this is a weird way to look at it, the way I look at releases is if you're trying to break up with somebody, right? If you were in high school or college and you're dating a girl or a guy, whatever, and you're trying to break up with them, but you just don't want to hurt their feelings, right? You don't want to break up with them in August because it's their birthday. And then you don't want to break up with them in October because someone in their family got sick or died. And then you don't want to break off with them because of the holidays going on. And you just keep postponing it, right? You just keep postponing it, which makes it worse and worse. So a video game has to find this like window, and you have to find the better window of disastrous times, right? So you either break up with that person before their birthday, you either break up with them because something happened with their family, or you break up with them during the holiday season, right? Because after Christmas, you got to break up with them before Valentine's Day, right? It's constant. It's like, well, you can't break up with them here, you can't break up with. Just release your fucking game. If the game is complete, make a game, sell a game. If your game is complete, you launching it on a time, as long as it's complete, people will see it's good and people will start buying it. But those are just my thoughts. Robert Jones says if you're relying on community feedback to make it good, they only give them a year, it might not be good. I mean, that's why I'm not excited for it, Jones. Paul says GTA will be a one and done for me. Robert Jones says, I also don't care about GTA. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't care about GTA. El Dente says, I wanted the statue for the office desk. No judging here. No judging. Z says, I got Red Dead Redemption 2 on PlayStation Plus and still haven't gotten around to it. Right. You could have saved yourself a shit ton of money, Z, if you just waited. Roadkill says it's good to game. If it's a good game, it doesn't matter when it releases. It will be do good. If it's a shitty game and it cuts the corners, it'll do shitty. Exactly right, Roadkill. If the game is good, it doesn't matter if it sells well on day one. People will start picking it up and playing it because the game speaks for itself. If the game is shit, sorry, you're done. First impressions are everything. If people think it's not, first impressions are everything. Right now, people are getting excited because of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. People have never played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. They don't even like those types of games. They're seeing this game coming out. It's getting 9s and 10s across the board. People are saying, I've had the best experience with it. You should own this game. People will start buying it. Elden Ring, all right? When Elden Ring came out, people that didn't like Dark Souls games at all, they bought Elden Ring. Why? Because people saw, they're like, this is the best game. People should get this game. It sold 25 million copies, right? Pal World. I don't really like those types of games, people said. They're like, I don't really like Pokemon, people said. And they went out and they got that game because why? It was a fun game. People liked it, and it picked up steam. Altern says, I mean, I already waited like 12 years for GTA. The hype died a long time ago for GTA 6. Paul says 2024 closed testing in 12 months before the release, and they took none of the feedback from us. Travis says, I bought Elden Ring day one. Biggest mistake of my life. But point proven, Travis, right? Because the game was being talked about, right? Personal preference, you might not like it. There's a lot of people, right? Z just said he bought Red Dead Redemption 2, has never gotten to it, right? Lots of people are going to get hyped up for a game they've never tried before, never played before, because people are talking about it. And as long as the game's good, right? As long as the game's good and it proves it's good, then it will sell. Roadkill says, yeah, I don't give a shit about GTA. If it's like the last game, I don't care about it. They better change it. Yeah, they're not going to change it. Hopefully they don't change it, right? Don't make a game for people that don't like to play the game. Make the game that people love to play the game. And look, it sold 200 million copies. If they make that again, it'll sell another 200 million copies. Fifth Horseman says, I already pre-ordered Monster Hunter Wilds. I didn't play the beta, but there's also another one. I actually forgot last beta had high numbers. Monster Hunter Wilds, I had a blast playing. I just don't think I'm going to pick it up. There's just so many games that are coming out this month. It's going to be one of those games that kind of like falls off. Z says, yep, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with these reviews, people will buy it, and then most of them will only play 10% of it. I almost did it yesterday. I was like, can I buy this game? Should I play it off stream? Because I was thinking about it. After I'm done with this stream, around 12:30, 1 o'clock. I usually can play for about another hour, but I choose to go do other things. But I was thinking about it. I was like, should I buy it and then play it every day for like an hour and then post it up on 30 and Still Gaming? But I was like, is it going to be worth it? It looks like a game I would enjoy. But at the same time, would I be one of those people, Z, that only puts about 10% into it? And if I want to do that, then I'll just wait for it to go on sale instead of buying it full price. I got to think about it, though. I got to think about it. Travis says, I pre-ordered Monster Hunter Wilds for the Steelbook edition. Tyler says, yeah, GTA 6 has a physical collector's edition. I'm pre-ordering it. If ordering it, because if I don't, it'd still sell out. Z says, Red Dead Redemption 2, I never bought it. I waited for it to come out on PlayStation Plus months ago, free. Still haven't played it. That's another reason, Z, that I think a lot of people or games that come out, obviously, it sold a shit ton. It sold like 60 million copies, I think, for Red Dead 2. 58, 60 million. That's one of the reasons I think PlayStation should do day and date for a lot of their games. Because, sure, there's people on PC that play Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, and stuff like that. But if they got it day one, they would sell more than if they got it 2 years later. Because out of sight, out of mind, and then other things come out and people kind of move on. You know what I mean? Like, you have it for free, Red Dead Redemption 2. And between time and you're just like, I didn't play it for that long, so what's the point? I don't need to buy it right now, and I don't really need to play it right now. X Factor says, I thought about it, buying it too, but I don't know if I will finish it. That's exactly my problem, Factor. That's exactly my problem. I'm like, should I get it? To me, it's like, I know I will finish it, but will I finish it in an adequate time? Right? Like, Avowed's coming out, and I want to try Avowed. I probably won't finish it. I want to play Eternal Stranded. That's on Game Pass, and I've pushed that back 2 weeks now, right? Because there's just not enough time for me to play these things. Travis says, hey, 30. How's that Path of Exile 2 going? Wait, there's been a new game since it came out. I guess it's not a new hotness. I put in 35 to 40 hours in the Path of Exile 2, Travis. Like, right now, I can't find any more time to put in. Right? I put in over 100 hours into Marvel Rivals. I put in 35 to 40 hours into Path of Exile 2. I put in almost 50 hours into Indiana Jones, and we completed that. It's not like I'm not playing the game. I put in time. I paid $30 for the early access for Path of Exile 2, and I got my money's worth so far. It's not like I'm never going to go back to it. I haven't finished the story yet. I haven't even finished the story yet, but it's okay because it's technically not out yet. And I already got 40 hours in. Eclipse says, yeah, I have like 60 hours in Path of Exile 2. I'm just waiting for a new class. Yeah. If I've never played Path of Exile 2 ever again, I'm okay. I got my money's worth. In my opinion, I already got my money's worth. I haven't even completed the story. Put in 40 hours. I'm good. All right, let's move on from EA stuff. Let's go to the other EA story. Robert Jones says, so wait, you end the stream and go play games for an hour? How dare you have fun, 30? I try. I don't always at that time, but yeah, that's what I try to do. I get off the stream, I go do some stuff. I eat lunch, then I come back and sit down, and then I play a game for like 45 minutes to an hour. Usually I've been playing Marvel Rivals. I do my dailies and stuff usually. Or I edit. If you notice, a lot more content's coming out because I'm actually doing stuff. Kurt says, I have so many games in my backlog, I could play for 2 years without another purchase. Xbox Game Pass makes it even more complex. I want to check out those games. Yeah. But that's a good problem to have, right? I think that's a better problem to have, paying $20 a month and having a backlog, than paying $70 for a game and never touching it. Right? Because $70 is 3 months of Game Pass. Even if you paid $18 a month for Ubisoft Plus, you're just playing the Assassin's Creed series, or you're playing Outlaws, right? $20 a month for 3 months is cheaper than buying $70 game, play it, and put it down. Ron says, I put in 0 hours into Concord the last 2 months. Hopefully I find time this week. to put more zero time in. Travis says 30. Bro, Monster Hunter is the king of time for cost. It's $60. I'll give it 600 hours. Yeah. Yeah, there's games like that. Clip says you can say that about Elden Ring too, Travis. I have 300 hours into that game, spent $100 in it. I bought it at full price, I think 60, right? Is it $60? And I got about 100 and something hours into it, I believe. No, I have 70 hours into Elden Ring. Yeah, you can have all the money in the world, right? You can have all the systems in the world, but we all have the exact same amount of time to use into whatever you want to do throughout your day. If it's hanging out with people, playing video games, and that's the most expensive thing, and I can't find time to play a lot of these games. I wish I was like CohhCarnage, where I could sit down for 8 hours, 10 hours, play the game, have a living while playing the game, and then monetize it even more by putting it up on YouTube and getting more money from that, right? Like, that would be the dream job. Unfortunately, even though I do this, I don't have that circumstance happening. Paul says Monster Hunter Wilds looks off. Like it's going to be run like trash, hopefully wrong. When I played it on the console, Paul, it seemed fine. It was very good. I didn't like some of the weapons that I used, but I had fun playing it. It ran good. Kylo Green says that was my last midnight release, getting GTA 5's Collector's Edition, hoping 6 has a midnight release too. I got so many free posters. I don't think they're going to do a midnight release. Maybe, but I don't know if they're going to do that. Robert Jones says, top comment on a lot of Battlefield 6 is remember not to pre-order. A lot of folks are saying they will. Yeah, well, like I said, goldfish brain, Jones. A lot of people are going to do it because, look, you can never tell people how to spend their money, right? You can suggest, hey, don't buy it pre-order, right? Don't pre-order because that just shows them. Like, for instance, this Battlefield Labs, this is like pre-ordering. This is a metric for them, not only to get feedback and to testing stuff, but they see how many people are interested in the actual game. You see what I'm saying? Like, they see this and go, man, we got 1 million people interested, and that's the barometer to test out. So they're already, this is a pre-order before a pre-order. They want to see how many people are interested in it, and if they can get people in early, then more people will pre-order the game when they do pre-orders. Gravity says, I know this is 2 months out, but Nintendo said that the Switch Direct will be April 2nd at 9 a.m. Eastern. Cool. That's where we're going to see a lot more. Hopefully we'll see some specs and a price, right? I think it'll be the same price of the Switch as it is now. I don't think they're going to raise the price. $350 max is my guess. $350 is my, right? Because was it $400 or was it $299? I think it was $299 and $350, wasn't it? Or $349? I forget what I paid for it. I think I got mine for $300, if I'm not mistaken. Like 5 years old. I don't remember. See, that's another game, Travis. I gotta play Doom. I've never played Doom. I've never played the new Dooms. Titan says, even with the tariffs, prices stays the same as Switch 1. Yeah, I think they price it just the same. Yep. Dustin says $500 Switch 2. I don't think so. No, because in 2016, when the Doom game came out, Travis, I was deep into Destiny. Deep into Destiny. Never played it. And then in 2019 is when the next one came out, right? Was it 2016? 2018? 18, I was playing something else. What was I playing in 2018? I forget what I was playing in 18, 19. But I just never got to it. No, tonight we're playing. We're continuing to play Halo because it fucking glitched out on us the other night. We should have been done with it already, but tonight we're shooting the shit with Sarge, and we're continuing to finish the Halo campaign. Hilly says $1,000 with legal waiver from Nintendo, promising no lawsuits. All right, the next story. Let's talk about Dragon Age Veilguard. Okay, if you guys like what we do here, we just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Just get you through a couple hours of your day. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming out. All right, so it sure sounds like Electronic Arts thinks cutting Dragon Age the Veilguard's live service components was a mistake. If you guys remember, way back when, and a lot of you don't because you guys weren't here, let's be honest. Even when I was on 30 and Still Gaming's channel, or if you were following me on Twitch, I used to talk about Veilguard because they were talking about Veilguard, and it wasn't Veilguard then, it was Dreadwolf at the time. Anthem came out. Anthem had the new Frostbite engine. They were making it into a co-op game, and then Anthem bombed. Okay. And when they moved from Anthem over to the BioWare for Dragon Age, what was it called again? I just said it. Dreadwolf. Okay. They wanted to make it a cooperative, right? Co-op, just like Anthem. They wanted to make it a live service, just like Anthem. All hands on deck went over to it, and they changed it. And at that moment, all those years ago, I said, do not buy this game when it comes out. Until last year when they said it wasn't Dreadwolf anymore, and then it went to Veilguard. And then Veilguard came out, and it just wasn't in my opinion, it wasn't a Dragon Age game, right? Now, I didn't play it, but, they didn't sell me on it, okay? Had nothing to do with all the stuff that was in the game that people were talking about. It just didn't look like Dragon Age to me. It didn't feel like Dragon Age to me, so I didn't play it, okay? So, and we all know what happened there. Many other people also didn't buy it or play it. So it says, it sure sounds like Electronic Arts thinks cutting Dragon Age Veilguard's live service components was a mistake. Now, CEO Andrew Wilson said Veilguard had high-quality launch and was well reviewed, but failed to resonate with the gamers who want shared world features. I think this is funny that it was well reviewed, but the public said no. Okay, Dragon Age Veilguard had strong launch and solid reviews. Did it have a strong launch? I mean, I've said this before. I've said this all the time. When I post a video up and it does this in the very beginning, I'm like, oh, this could be the one. This could be the 1 out of 10. And if you guys don't know what 1 out of 10 is, 1 out of 10 is when you're a YouTuber and you post a video, it's your metrics. Like, this is going to be the #1 video that you've posted. And at the very start, just like he said, it had strong launch. So it looks really strong. Like 100 people watch it right away. And then all of a sudden it starts to plateau. Okay. And just because it launches well doesn't mean it's a good game, or doesn't mean it's a good video. Okay. So ultimately it fell significantly short, and EA's sales expectations leading to dramatic downsizing of BioWare, except the companies addressed the questions of what went wrong during the today's quarterly financial call, and it sounds like CEO Andrew Wilson thinks the decision to ditch the live service elements of Veilguard was a mistake. To me, this is the most, like you're not looking at what's happening here, right? Android Wilson thinks that the reason the game failed was because it didn't have live service elements, right? It didn't have that microtransaction, okay? Instead of just looking at what the game was, which was the writing, which was the gameplay, which was, it wasn't a Dragon Age game. And on top of that, it was preaching to people, okay? It's just so blindly, like, looking at this and going, yeah, that's the reason. It's because it wasn't live service. So Q3 was not a financial performance he wanted to or expected. Wilson said during today's financial call, we know as a leader of global entertainment, great titles, even when built and delivered in polished execution, can sometimes miss our financial expectations. Again, expectations are different than the actual sales. Their game could be profitable, let's say 2 million copies. Their expectations is they thought they were going to sell 5 million copies, and because it only sold 2, okay, in my example, they're like, it underperformed, even though it still made profit for them. Now, I don't know if this made profit for them. I don't think it did, but That's what I hate when they said expectations, right? It fell short of our financial expectations. Okay. Like I could say I want 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but I only got 5. I'll be like, well, I fell short of my expectations. You could name whatever you want for your expectation, but in reality, did you make financial choices and were profitable in your choices? Okay. It says, quote, in order to break beyond the core audience, games need to directly connect to the evolving demands of players who increasingly seek shared world features and deeper engagement alongside high-quality narratives and a beloved category. Dragon Age had a high-quality launch and was well-reviewed by critics and those who played it. However, it did not resonate with a broad enough audience in a highly competitive market. Again, this is so blind and deaf. Okay? The fact that chat, what do you think would have got more shit? Do you think if a Dragon Age game came out and it was a cooperative game like Anthem, do you think it would have worked well? Do you think people would have received it well because they changed the Dragon Age game, which is a single-player RPG, into a co-op game? At this point, I think you could just change the franchise. Like, if you want to make a Dragon Age game, just don't connect it to the other story of Dragon Age. Spin it off to another thing, right? Like The Walking Dead had a television show, and then they did a spin-off in a different state. Okay, like do a different story, don't connect the story type of thing, right? Directly. You can like pull a thread to it and say, hey, it is connected to this, but it's not direct connected to this. It's so ridiculous to think that they think if it came out as a live service game, it would be better received than if it wasn't. Okay. It says a lot of the words to not say much, but I find that the last bit is interesting. It says, well known that Dragon Age, the Veilguard, was initially intended to have substantial live service components reflecting EA's commitment to live service games. But after Anthem tanked, development was shifted back to purely single-player experience. Wilson commented about the players wanting more shared world features and deeper engagement. Pretty strongly suggests to me that EA's views the absence of live service features rather than any particular failing of Veilguard itself and as the real problem. Right, which is so tone-deaf. So tone-deaf. So EA Chief Financial Officer Stuart Canfield echoed Wilson's statements in his own comments of Veilguard. Historically, blockbuster storytelling has been a primary way of our industry and has brought beloved IPs to players. The game's financial performance highlights the evolving industry landscape and reinforces the importance of the actions and relocates towards most significant of the highest potential opportunities. He says, lest there is any doubt, Wilson also noted during today's call that the live service represents 74% of EA's business specifically. As reported at EA's from 8K Filling, EA earned $7.347 billion in the calendar year of 2024. Of that, $5.44 billion came from live service and others. Do you see why they're tone deaf? They think because the live service of what happened to Madden or FC 25 with the Ultimate Teams and whatnot, they take that and go, well, if we just did that to that, then it would be fine. Because live service is what it is. Not every game needs to be live service. You can put live service, cool. But making Veilguard a live service game, I think would have bombed even harder, in my opinion. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, and we can't prove that. But based on what people were upset about for Veilguard, on top of the preaching, I don't see them coming out with a live service. Dragon Age would have been a better choice than what they did. Okay. It says, referring to when it says most significant, the highest potential opportunities, especially since it refers to blockbuster storytelling in the past tense. Dragon Age appears to be done and over, and at least for now, but it's possible reassessment of the value single-player games could potentially have an impact on the next Mass Effect. Despite being officially confirmed in 2020, there's still only a core team that remains at BioWare working on it. And early today, Mass Effect Michael Gamble said that on X that the development is still in pre-production. Dragon Age: The Veilguard was reportedly in early production when the decision was made to strip out the live service components. Given how they worked out, perhaps we'll see a reverse for the next Mass Effect. I'm telling you right now, if Mass Effect, the next Mass Effect, okay, turns into a live service game, you're missing the point, EA, Android Wilson. Okay, you're missing the point. Because now you might have a circumstance where they're in pre-production, but look at Suicide Squad. Look at Suicide Squad. It was a game that shouldn't have been a live service game. Okay, and because it was a live service game, it basically destroyed what the game was, even though the studio didn't want to make a live service game, but the executives said make a live service game. Okay, EA wants to make the next Mass Effect, potentially a live service game. And if they do that, that's done. BioWare's done. If EA, hear me out, because I'll come back to this video years from now, okay, and show you what I'm saying right now. If EA makes Mass Effect, the next Mass Effect, a live service game, that is done. BioWare is done. BioWare will go bye-bye because this is their last chance. And if their last chance is coming out with a live service game of Mass Effect, you're missing the point. You're missing what everyone's telling you. We do not want a live service game for Mass Effect. We do not want a live service, okay, for a lot of these single-player games. We just want Mass Effect, right? But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, chat. What do you think is going to happen here if EA comes out with Mass Effect live service game? Okay. This is so tone deaf that Android Wilson thinks that, oh, yeah, Veilguard failed because it wasn't live service. Well, I hate to tell you, Anthem failed because it was live service and it was unfinished, right? Maybe if you finished the game and made it live service, maybe it would have survived. Maybe. Okay. If Veilguard was a live service game, dead on arrival. Because people that love Dragon Age didn't want to play a live service Dragon Age. Zinto says dead on arrival. Eclipse says, man, I really hate that they don't have the money to spend on Kingdom Come Deliverance. It looks like a great optimized game and that deserves people's money. I might pick it up. I don't know. I'm still on the cusp. Travis says 30. I just want a Mass Effect. That's simple. It's like Blade. I don't need anything more than just a black dude killing vampires. Right. Just give me what made Mass Effect popular wasn't what it wasn't. Okay. Like Mass Effect 2 wasn't popular because they're like, man, this game would be much better if it was co-op and a live service game. And Andromeda failed because it wasn't live service. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Krebsy Gaming says it's dead on arrival in any form it comes. I think, Krebsy, if Mass Effect comes out, now obviously there's a lot from here to there, okay? But if Mass Effect just goes back to what it was, they don't try to push anything, they just give us a Mass Effect game, okay? If the story's good and the game is good and the game is complete when it comes out, I think Mass Effect could be successful and it could be good. But if they try to mess with it, if they try to make it a live service game, if they try to make it a co-op game, if they try to make it where they're preaching to you like Veilguard was, then yeah, it's dead on arrival. Travis says, I'm fine with the comfort food now and then don't need every meal. Right. El Dente says Andromeda failed because they got rid of the good storytelling. Yeah, the storytelling for the main story was terrible. The side stories were good, but still not as good as the side stories from like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. No, Travis, the bugs, the name the bug that happened in that game, right? We all know what bug everyone's talking about was the facial expressions that was happening with that one character that everyone blew out, and there's 15 fucking articles about it, right? And they talked about that for the next year and a half, right? There wasn't that many problems. I mean, there was glitches, don't get me wrong, okay? But there wasn't game-breaking bugs in Andromeda. There was just bits and pieces of it. If there was trans scars, it basically is failing out of the gate. If they do stuff like that, it's just tone deaf, Argus. Like, obviously, they know people don't like that type of stuff. Just give us a game. If you want to do stuff like that, pick a brand new franchise, make a brand new character. Don't take stuff that's like that and then try to put that stuff in it. Simple as that. Then says, never played Andromeda, but I remember the face glitch. Yeah, that's what everyone talks about. El Dente says, bugs that happen in that game, and the game didn't have a complete compelling list of characters with deep stories. The story was subpar and compared to the original trilogy. Yeah, agreed. And that's why the game failed. They had some really cool stuff in there, right? The open world stuff with the rover and the way you went over the planets, the way you traveled, fantastic. The storytelling was bad in that game. Fifth Horseman says, I need 5 things from Blade. But I'm confident Arcane Lion will also nail it because it's such a departure from what they've made in the previous. Travis says, avoid Avowed when it's going to be woke as hell. I don't see nothing that we've seen right now, Travis, means it's woke in any way, shape, or form. If they have a they them type of thing and they're forcing that on people, that's another thing. Okay. But if the game comes out and the story's good and the gameplay is good, I don't really care about that stuff. But now if I'm playing the story and it's preaching to me about stuff, when it takes place in the world of the other past games, I can't think of the names off the top of my head, Pillars of Eternity, okay, then that's a problem. Again, just stick to the scripture, right? Stick to the scripture. Eclipse says, yeah, the story in the new Mass Effect was horrible. The side stories were pretty good, but that's it. Yeah, the side stories were better than the main story. The main story just seemed... I said this when I played Andromeda, right? The main stories of Andromeda almost was like the main story of Destiny, the original Destiny. The original Destiny was just so... like, the Black Garden, and like, what was... I don't have time to tell you what I don't have time to tell you. The Black Garden was such a wet towel hit the ground. It's like, what is happening in this? And there was no storytelling. That's what Andromeda felt like, but in the Mass Effect realm. No, I don't think Avowed looks bad. Now, it could 100% have what Veilguard has in there. Jason said Avowed gives me the Veilguard vibes. It might be. Okay? The difference, though, here's the difference. Let's say it does have the stuff in Avowed. And Avowed takes place in the realm of Pillars of Eternity. Okay? The difference between Dragon Age Veilguard and Avowed is not connected directly to... It's not the third Pillars of Eternity. You see what I'm saying? Dragon Age Veilguard was the 4th edition to a already popular series, where Avowed is a brand new in the series, telling a different story. So if they want to come in and sell different stories about different things, cool, as long as the game's good and whatnot. But if it was what Veilguard was, and this was the 3rd game in that Pillars of Eternity game, that would be a problem. Jason, exactly. If people hate Veilguard, they should hate Avowed. No, see, you guys are missing the point, Travis. You're missing the point, man. People didn't like Dragon Age because they put stuff in Dragon Age that wasn't in Dragon Age before. They changed so much in Dragon Age. Avowed, if they are doing the exact same thing, there was no Avowed 1. There was no Avowed 2, and this is the 3rd Avowed coming out, and they're changing stuff. This is the first Avowed. They can tell the story and tell what it is now. This is the new IP. This is the new start for this in that realm. Rebsy says, if it was baseball, BioWare would also have a strikeout. Andromeda not received well. Anthem not received well. Veilguard not received well. Yeah, this is 3 strikes. They've already had 3 strikes. They're on the 4th. They're on the 4th one. Argus says, in the U.S., only 1 to 1.5% of the entire population consider themselves, trans included, and all the pretenders grifters for attention, and only a small percentage of them are playing video games. Let's see. Titan says, less baggage. Argus says, I don't need any representation in video games. Veilguard was in development hell for like 6 years. Yeah, this is why Eclipse, I said, do not get the game. It had nothing to do. We didn't know anything about what was in the game. I said stay away from this game well before because of the development cycle. Horseman says the second game will flip the script. It'll be disavowed. Kyle says, if anyone wants a new 1080p 144Hz monitor, Best Buy mobile app has a Dell 27, one for $115 right now. Oh, thanks for the info, Kyle. There you go. If anyone's looking for a new monitor for a good price, there you go. I picked this one up, the AOC monitor at Christmas time. I paid $120. And this is a little bit of a curved monitor. It does, it's got a lot of built, I forget what it actually does off the top of my head right now. But it does, you know what? Hold on. This is what it does. The 180 hertz 0.5 milliseconds, 1500 HDMI, right? It's got all the stuff. I got this one for 120. Kind of says DEI thing like they them are two scars aren't the things that cause Veilguard or Concord etc. to fail. They're contributing to the factors, but the games failed because gameplay bad. No one wanted it. Exactly, Krebsy. I'm not going to argue that those things didn't affect the game. 100% they did, but that's not the main reason why those games failed. El Dente says, I got 32-inch, 144 hertz, 2K monitor for like 180. I regret not getting 2. Oh, yeah. Altered says, don't forget that a Valve dev wants to see Elon Musk cry with pronouns. That's true. Matt Hansen, that dude, someone needs to talk to him to go quiet or end his account or something. He's just putting his foot in his mouth, making it worse for Avowed. Let's see. Arga says, also Matt Hansen's a subhuman trash, unworthy of human consideration. In my humble opinion, of course. I also completely mean in Minecraft. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. He says, come on, peasants. 45-inch, ultra curved, ultra wide, LG, ultra gear. So good. I wanted, my dream, Z, is to get that Samsung one, because I have 3 monitors in front of me. Right? I have 3 monitors. I have my main monitor, my main monitor, which is the one I just showed you. I have a monitor that's up and down so I can see all of chat, and then I have another monitor over here where that's where my software and stuff runs. Okay, so I like my setup, but I would really like just one monitor, just one nice long monitor, and be done with it. But I can't justify the price. Can't justify the price. Kyle says, I don't really like the ultra wide. I'd rather just have separate must screens. For work for me, I would rather have just one. I want 4K curved high frame rate monitor, but goddamn, they're expensive. Yeah, they're just, I can't justify it. I can't justify it. Like, there's other things there's 1,000 things I would get before I get that monitor. All right, we're done with that one. Let's see. What is this one? Nintendo Switch. Krebs says an art director isn't going to nuke a game. They aren't making gameplay decisions. Avowed won't fail strictly because of it. Has they? It would fail when the gameplay, story, performance are shit. No, but the guy in the art director, Krebsy, if he keeps opening his mouth and saying stuff, there's a lot of people. Look, it happens all the time in the political space, just in the regular world. If a company comes out and says something stupid, we've seen it with Budweiser. We saw it with John Deere. We saw it with Harley Davidson. Okay. It takes just one person to say something for a company, and the people are like, I'm not going to buy that anymore. It cuts them out. Okay. Now, obviously, now we're talking about a microcosm in video game space. And there's a lot of people that just don't want to be preached to. So if the art director's coming out and saying stupid things, people are like, I don't need to buy your game. Plenty of games to buy. I don't need to do anything for you, right? Then there's the people that have Game Pass already. They're like, I'll try it because I'm not giving them direct money, right? But I'm giving Microsoft money, right? So there's a big difference, and that one person could do a lot of damage. So he should shut his mouth, shut his trap, just be the art director and make the game. But now, because he opened his mouth, and now because he said what he said, everything's underneath the microscope. So if anything in the game comes out, they're bringing it right back to that moment. Kyle says, I've seen them Black Friday get around to 600 for OLED. I'm waiting until it gets down to 500. Yeah, if a new one comes out and the old ones are on the market for around 500, I could justify that. Eric Green says, yo, what's going on? Argus says the art director is saying some wild ass shit, and it was a massive effect. Look at Snow White. Remember, Matt Hansen may have the limited reach, but tons of entertainments that also people watch for games cover up. Yeah, exactly. Right? He could do massive damage. He should shut his mouth. Mo says Avowed's going to be fire. Yeah, it could be two things. It could be fire, like it's on fire because of what Matt Hansen's doing, or it could be fire because it stands on its own merits, Mo, because they made a game and they sold a game. But unfortunately, because of the guy opening his mouth, people are not going to give it a fair shake because of what he said. Yeah, we're gonna play it, Travis. Kurt says, I want Avowed to be good, but I'm going up with shields up. Titan says, or dumpster fire. That's right. Right? Two forms of fire. It could be great and stand on its own merits, or it could be a trash fire because of what their art director is doing in his stupidity. It says, correct. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that he can't be the sole reason for game's potential failure. I agree and disagree, Krebsy. I think he can be the sole reason. One person can destroy a whole company, right? Again, I'll go back to, what was his name? Mulvaney for Budweiser. Budweiser didn't do anything except put him as a spokesperson, and he completely wrecked that business for 2 years. One person said something, did something, and wrecked the entire the player base, the fandom, the customers base of that company because of one person. So one person could fuck up the business. Absolutely. 100%. Altered says, talk for yourself. I was thinking of buying Game Pass and then buy Avowed separately after trying it out. Now I will just wait for review and buy it on a discount if I like what I see. All right, thanks to the art director. Right. One person can make a change like that. Flip says, 8:30, I don't know if you have been able to do it yet, but I tried to get into the Battlefield test, and it went right through. No, wait. Let's try it right now. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Battlefield lab sign up. Let's see. Sign up now. What is happening here? It says the site can't be reached. Please stand by. I appreciate your patience. Due to higher than normal traffic, you'll be placed in the queue. If you're not redirected, please click this link. So, not looking good for me. Not looking good for me, Eclipse. Yeah, I can't even get on the site. The site is completely crashed for me. Fifth Horseman says, I have to agree with this, though. When the game reputation starts on a bad foot, it's all downhill from there. Veilguard was Dreadwolf, definitely a different tone, and felt like a bait and switch. Yeah. And if it was just Dreadwolf still, I said it before we even knew it was Veilguard, Horseman. I said, stay away from this game because they were using a new engine, because they were trying to make it co-op, because they were trying to make it a live service game, and then about 3 or 4 years into that development cycle, they said, "Oh, it's not a live service game anymore." And I was just like, "Yeah, it was a skull and bone situation." You know what I mean? Like they changed it so many times, and there was so much going on behind the scenes that I wasn't going to pick up the next Dragon Age regardless. And then when they came out and did what they did, on top of what I already said, it was a definite no for me. Garrett says, "We talking about the devs' crazy comments? We're talking about just in general of." Can one person wreck a thing? And yeah, we were talking about the dev Matt Hansen from Avowed. Could he ruin it? Could he ruin the chances of Avowed doing good because of what he said? And I say yes. Zinto says the Matt Hansen guy was the same person that said you don't need 60 frames per second in a single player game. Oh, was he? I don't remember that. Argus says, Krebsy, I agree, but I would put my money on a lot of people would have played it and bought it if they didn't say anything. Now that the game is now, by the way, above average and overcome that, but it's now can't, but just because a decent game is now it was an amazing game. I think if you didn't say anything, Argus, it would come out, right? Regardless if that was in the game. But if it's not preachy, it just has a thing there. It should be a choice, right? If it's a choice to put it in the game, it should be a choice to not put it in the game, right? Just give that choice, right? That's all it is. If it's there and someone wants to put that in their title, cool. But I shouldn't have to put it in the title if I don't want to put it in the title, right? That's it. Mo, they're not saying it's the same as Veilguard, like it's going to be like Veilguard, right? They're talking about that part of it that Veilguard got shit on for. This could be the same thing. None of us know what's in the game yet. We will find out. Like, we will find out. That's not a problem, right? It's just, it hurts. It hurts. Like, well, this guy's saying stuff and he's vindictive, right? He hates Elon Musk, right? It's like, just make a game, man. Make a game, sell a game. The art direction of the lore for the Outer Worlds game really started something great. It'd also be sad to see a Valve can't do the same. I like the Outer Worlds series. I'm looking forward to Outer Worlds 2 when it comes out. I'm more worried about what the frame rate is going to be rather than what the art direction is saying. But I agree. Comments like that can harm the game. Yo, absolutely, Garrett. I agree 100%, right? That's why I said I'm going to play the game, because sure, we saw they, them in the thing, but that doesn't affect me as a gamer, right? Me personally, right? I'm not giving shit for people that don't want to do it because it says that. I play a game because it looks cool. And if it looks cool, I'm going to try it. The game is shit or it performs badly, I'll say that, right? I liked Star Wars Outlaws, but Star Wars Outlaws was very rough. The gun mechanics was bad. The stealth was bad. Played it, said what I said, and they went out and they fixed it. And I said, don't play this game yet. Wait 8 months, okay? We're like 5 months in now, and they fixed a lot of stuff, right? So if a Valve comes out and it's working great, fantastic, right? I'm not going to judge a game based on what Matt Hansen's saying, but at the same time, I don't blame people for his comments going, I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that. Here's the thing. I'm also not paying $70. If I would have paid $70, they're not getting my money. They're not getting my money because the art director is saying certain things, so I'm not going to buy it. Okay? I'm not going to give you $70 so you could do what you're doing, right? But I already have Game Pass, and there's 400 other games on Game Pass. So I'll try that game out, and if it's good, cool. No, nothing off my shoulders. I already paid for Game Pass. Let's see here. Argus says, as long as it's not egregious in Veilguard, I give it a shot. I'm going to watch a few reviews, first in case, and also just so it don't support it, didn't download it on Veilguard for that either. Yeah. Sure, Mo. Veilguard was fun. Anthem was fun. Anthem's closed. Marvel's Avengers was fun. It's done, right? There's lots of games that you can play, lots of games that you can enjoy, but at the same time, those games didn't make the cut. Just what it is. Garrett Green says, I think Gotham Knights did the same thing. Was going to be a live service, then they changed it. Yep. And I actually enjoyed it. And here, you know what the funny part is, Garrett? It's actually a good game to bring up. Okay. Because in that game, they made Robin, okay? They made him gay. Did anyone have a problem with him being gay? Maybe a couple people or whatever. But for the most part, what did they hate the game for? What did they hate that game for? What was the articles written about for that game? It wasn't 30 frames per second. Or, I'm sorry, it wasn't 60 frames per second. It was 30 frames per second, right? That was the problem with Gotham Knights. Right, Travis, but my point is that no one had a problem with that. No one had a problem with that. People had a problem because it wasn't 60 frames per second. The actual game for Gotham Knights, it's actually a really good game. Okay? Everyone was saying, oh, it's a mobile game. I was like, it had a really good story. Okay? The fighting mechanics are actually really good. The open world aspect of it, where you're actually fighting crime in the open world space, was actually really good. Okay, the problem with that game wasn't even the 60 frames per second for me. Okay, the problem with that game was there wasn't enough bad guys in the game. There wasn't enough bad guys to fight in the game. Travis says, problem is it didn't have enough villains. Yeah, that's exactly right. It didn't have enough villains. Altern says 30 frames, really bad graphics, not great combat, lots of stuttering. Batman died. Oh, that was Suicide Squad. Gotham Knights didn't have any of that stuff, Altern. As far as the combat and the graphics and stuff were fine. If you didn't like 60 frames or 30 frames, cool, right? Now, there was that live service stuff in that game. And you're like, this is kind of weird. There's live service here, which they had and they took out, but it didn't ruin the game in any way, shape, or form. Just kind of weird. You're like, all right, I'm loving up this outfit. Eclipse says people just didn't understand that the game wasn't like the Batman game and it had RPG elements to it. People just wanted to try to kill the ice people and have ice stuff on it. Jason said, yeah, but it was also something that just shoehorned onto the character recently. Tim Drake was always been straight and then showed no signs of being attracted to men. Jason, my point is no one had a problem with that in the game. You see what I'm saying? People had a problem with the thing in Veilguard, but people didn't have a problem with Robin in the game, right? Because it doesn't change anything. The game is the game. The mechanics in the game, the story in the game, everything in the game was the game, right? People had a problem with 30 frames per second. That was the biggest issue that people didn't like about Gotham Knights. Batman did dirty twice. Did you play the game, though, Titan? Like, he was alive and well in the game. Travis says, I was so excited, wanted more, and they rolled credits. Yeah. I said that game needed to... I go, man, I don't want that game to be a live service game, but give me some DLC. Give me some DLC for more bosses. Like, I would have loved to go against Sandman. I would have loved to go against other characters in that world, and they're like, nah. Like, Mr. Freeze character was awesome. I liked how the boss fights were completely different the first time you fought him and the second time you fought him. Starro at the end of the raid that they had at the end, whatever it was called. That was good. Wasn't great. Very grindy. You do the same floors 50 fucking times or whatever it was. Once you got powered up, though, you went through it pretty fast. Yeah, Heroic Assault, that's it. Yeah, Clip says, man, the end for the game was so awesome. Batman had the coolest damn death ever. Yeah. He went out as a hero. And even then, I don't even think he's dead. They were going to bring him back. If that game was successful, Eclipse, come on, you know they're going to bring him back. Right? The 4 different characters, Batgirl was badass to use. Red Hood was awesome to use. Robin was a cool character to use. I didn't like his teleporter. It was just a little weird. But for the most part, it was a fun game. Z says, I had more fun riding the motorcycle than them in the nights than doing the swinging around Spider-Man. I mean, you guys are talking about the comics and stuff. It's here nor there. The whole point of the conversation of bringing up Gotham Knights wasn't that... The point is the character wasn't a problem because of his sexuality. There was a problem because it wasn't a Batman game they wanted, and it was 30 frames per second. That was the problem with that game. All right, let's go with the next story, which is MLB The Show 25, new gameplay feature and changes revealed. Okay. Now, MLB The Show 25, oh, I'm sorry. So that's the title. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 5 o'clock in the morning. From 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do live streams, uploads, gameplay on our 30 Against Still Gaming channel, and we also do a podcast over on this channel as well called Generation X Gaming. And we also have another podcast called Chatting With. I don't have anybody lined up yet, so that's on hiatus right now. All right, so MLB The Show 25 new gameplay features and changes revealed. So MLB The Show 25 nears closer to release, and highly anticipated title was also revealed first gameplay trailer. And the trailer, which clocks in a little over 2 minutes, not only shows off the annual Baseball Sims updated graphics, but it also calls the attention of various new gameplay features and changes that will come with the MLB The Show 25. Now, I didn't play last year's, just didn't have any inkling to do it. They added the women's league last year or whatnot, or you can actually be a woman in the Major League Baseball, which I thought was kind of weird because there is a women's league, but they decided to put it into the Major League Baseball, which I was like, it's a simulator. But anyway, San Diego Studios' premier professional baseball title appears to be steadily revealing information surrounding the game over the course of the past few weeks. Last week, the official reveal of MLB The Show 25 cover athlete, which similar to EA's Sports College Football 25, features 3 athletes. Also, in release date was revealed at the same time as well, which is slated for March 18th. The gameplay trailer offers MLB The Show's 25 fans the first real glimpse of what to expect. Now, MLB The Show 25 improved visuals aside, the latest iteration of the game's features several notable upgrades. This includes the expanded Road to the Show mode. The game's Create a Player mode also includes both high school and collegiate baseball. That's actually cool. Coming up from high school league, there was a game back in the day called NES Play Action Football back on the original like Nintendo, okay? And they actually had it was a football game, and because I said football, not soccer, NFL football type of thing. And you could make a high school team and then go up to college and then go into NFL. It was pretty cool. It was way ahead of its time, okay? So it says both include high school and collegiate football, or baseball, sorry, coupled with a revamping progression system along with new quick time events. MLB The Show 25 makes good on promised changes, and they announced last November with the removal of heavily dreaded Diamond Dynasty sets and seasons. In this place, Diamond's Quest is a risk-reward board game-like mode and highly competitive multiplayer mode called Weekend Classic. MLB The Show 25 gameplay trailer also shows off all new features like the first-person view, a new franchise mode seamlessly called the Front Office Experience, and the on-field enhancements with the Show Tech. This features include hundreds of new animations for extreme realism, which also includes a new ambush hitting system with defense of the new reaction time system on defense. Later portion of the trailer also reveals the addition of baseball greats Roger Clemens, Manny Ramirez, confirming the inclusion of the new Legends of MLB The Show 25 teased back in January. Despite the removal of the Diamond Dynasty sets in the season, along with a host of new updated features coming, not all the news surrounding MLB The Show 25 is good, at least for a certain portion of players. For the first time in 4 straight years, MLB The Show 25 won't be day one Game Pass game. While disappointing to some, others believe the numerous new features of the game would warrant a direct purchase of upcoming title. Whether they either way, the new gameplay trailer should entice plenty of baseball fans to play the new game. So I'm okay with this being off of Game Pass because it'll just come to Game Pass down the road. But I bought the first time it was on Game Pass, right? The first year it was on Game Pass where Roberto Clemente, I think it was on, when the first time it was coming to Xbox. I haven't played an MLB show since I owned a PlayStation 3 back in the day, okay? And I loved MLB The Show back in the day. And I was like, you know what? It's coming on Xbox. I'll buy the first one. And I bought the first one. Didn't buy it the next 2 years or 3 years because it was on, Game Pass. So I played the following 2 years after, but I didn't pick up last year's at all, even though it was on Game Pass. I said there was not enough changes for me to care about the baseball game. Now, we're going to watch the video here to know what the changes are and show what the changes are. But if there's enough changes in the game and I'm interested in the game, I will purchase this because the last one I purchased was 3 years ago. Okay? I don't buy these sports games. That was the first sports game I bought in like 15 years. The last one I bought was a Madden game back in, I think, 2009, I think was the last one I bought. Okay? So if there's enough changes and it looks good to me, I will pick this up. Okay? So regardless if it's on Game Pass or not, if I like a game, I'll purchase the game if there's enough changes. Sports games are really weird, right? Because it's just a roster update each and every single year, right? You could play the same game that you were playing from 2000 to today because it's the same game with just updated rosters, and you can edit the rosters and update the rosters, right? So let's watch. Let me see if I could find. Let's see. This channel. No, that's not it. Let me find the video because it's not popping up here for some reason. Let me go to YouTube. MLB The Show. 16 hours ago, the official gameplay trailer. Is this the one that's 2 minutes long? Minutes and 12 gameplay trailer. Yeah.
Even a game as timeless as baseball must evolve.
Forge your journey in the road to the show in amateur years.
The early years of high school.
It is pretty cool. If you could bring your character, your high school, you get to pick a college, you play through the college ball, you go through the minor leagues, and then you get into the majors. That's pretty cool.
To the thrill of college baseball. To the promise of the minors. Only you can control your journey's evolution.
Well, that swing changes things.
Some journeys require precision.
First person action, I don't know. There was other games in the past that did the first person stuff. It's super hard. Let's see if they do it correctly.
Some journeys will take you to the top.
That's a base hit.
Some journeys are strategic. Some are more difficult than others.
They got that sound down pat for that metal bat sound in college.
But every detail along the road matters.
Now he turns and heads for second.
Well, you know, the funny part, Mo, is that they sold more MLB The Show on Xbox than they did PlayStation. And that's with Game Pass. They sold more on Xbox than they did on PlayStation, and that's with Game Pass. And so now they're like, you know what? Let's take it off Game Pass so they can make even more sales off Xbox.
And he brought it back.
Which is a smart move, right? Which is a smart move. Imagine the game that was started on PlayStation being sold more on less systems, by the way. Less systems by half. Okay? By half. More people bought the baseball game on less systems out in the population than what's out there for PlayStation.
It's a whole new ballgame. How will your journey evolve?
I like this. This is new, though. I like this little like board game thing they have in there. I'm sorry. Did that say Battle Royale? Stop it. Stop it. What is that? Ranked Battle Royale events, play with friends and what is the Battle Royale? Stop it. Stop it. What is the Battle Royale inside of this? I might pick this up. Here's another game, right? It comes out in March. Lots of stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'll pick it up right away. But I would play through at least one season fully, right? Fully one season. And I'm talking about going from high school, going to college, going to the minors, and then getting into the pros. I would do one season. I would put that up on our GXG. 30 and Still Gaming channel for sure. It might be a battle royale like wrestling. What's that in wrestling? Eclipse, how does that work in the wrestling? Because I haven't played the Battle Royale in wrestling either. So how does that transfer into a Battle Royale? Fifth Horseman says a lot of baseball fans who only own an Xbox, I guess. Got to go where the audience is. I want to grow these days. Imagine that, Horseman. Right? Imagine that. Right? MLB The Show was like, wait a minute, we're not selling a lot of copies on PlayStation. We should go to Xbox. Everyone's like, you're never going to get PlayStation games on an Xbox, and MLB made them do it. Right. San Diego Studios and PlayStation have nothing to say, right? Have nothing to say about it. Imagine owning a company. Imagine making a game and having no say. We don't actually believe that, do we? Come on. They want to make money. Eclipse says, Battle Royale is a multi-competitor match where wrestlers are eliminated until one remains as a winner. Oh, you're talking about the but that's a Royal Rumble, isn't it? Not a Battle Royale? Multi-competitor match where wrestlers are eliminated until one remains as the winner. That's a Royal Rumble, though. That's not a Battle Royale. Billy says in the UK, we cut a baseball bat in half and call the game rounders. Interesting. Is that different than like a cricket? Garrett says it was the players' union that pushed to get to the game on Xbox. Sony would have lost the license if they didn't put it in Xbox. And they saw more success. Imagine that, Garrett. Imagine that. So being forced to do something and then enjoying doing something, because if they didn't want to make the money, they could have just lost the license, right? But they wanted to make money. Eclipse says in the Battle Royale, you can compete and pin and tap out. Oh, I got you. No, Battle Royale, you can pin or type out. Saint says, I think Royal Rumble just has more people in the event, and we're Battle Royale. I wonder, though, how it works with... Like, I could see it as like a baseball home run derby type of thing, right? Because that's technically a Battle Royale, right? Or a Battle Royale, because... Like, there's 12 people in there, but it's just a tournament style, right? If you hit enough home runs, you move on to the next round and whatnot. I'm sure they'll tell us more about it when the game comes out. Maybe they do. Here, I'll go to their channel and see if they actually have more videos. Let's see. Gameplay trailer, cover. That's season 3. No, they don't have anything yet for the new one. So as it gets closer, they'll probably tell us what each of the game modes is and whatnot. Morning, Ronda Rose. Yeah, look, I think it's smart for them to remove it, right? And I've said this in the past, right? I like that PlayStation doesn't do the same mentality as Xbox for day and date with their first party titles. Okay, the first party titles, I kind of, from a business standpoint, you put it out first, make as much sales as you can, and then you put it on your other services, right? But it's still smart for them to put it on other platforms, right? I believe it's even on the Switch, is it not? I'm pretty sure MLB The Show. We just saw. Let me go back. Does it say at the end here? It doesn't. It doesn't say what platforms it's on. It just says. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't say what platforms it's on. I don't know if it's on this. I would assume it's coming out for the Switch as well, right? Let's see. Pre-order platforms. Pre-order. Okay, it's on. Go March 18th. Goes live. Skipping Game Pass and last gen platforms. That's going to be a big market right there that they're missing out on. There's a lot of people on the old gen, but I get it. You got to move it on. Yeah, you got to move it on. Let's see here. It says rookie also participate in the 2024 Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. It doesn't say anything about the Battle Royale. No, nothing in the Battle Royale. It is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S only. No PlayStation 4, Xbox One. This goes along with Sony's recently renewed focus on PlayStation 5, but it's likely to exclude many players who still haven't upgraded from a PlayStation 4 on Xbox Ones. It's also not first sports game to make this leap recently. So I'm going to have to add to this a little bit. I think this might be the lowest sales that they get. Okay. I think this might be the lowest sales they get because they're cutting off the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series or Xbox One. Okay. I don't know what the sales numbers are over there, but if it's selling more on Xbox, hence why they put it on Xbox, took it off Game Pass. I think taking it off Game Pass is fine. Because, like I said, once the baseball season's over, probably like October during the World Series or whatnot, probably like November, December, they'll push it over to Game Pass, right? But the sales missing from 60 million people on the PlayStation 4 that could potentially buy it, and also 80, was it 80? No, it's I think it's like 40 million on Xbox One. That's interesting. So we'll see what happens. But at least they've upgraded a lot of stuff, and I think it's worth it to make a purchase this year if you want to buy it. If you're a person like myself that looks at MLB The Show and you don't buy it every single year, right? I bought it 4 years ago when it first came out on Xbox, even though it was on Game Pass. Now I might pick it up again for the second time in 4 years. Dragon Snake says, what's going on, 30? Thank you very much for the 24 months. Thank you very much for the 24 months. 2 years, Jack. That's crazy. You finally got the badge. Look at that. That's the full-fledged badge. I actually got to change the badge from that one to what our logo is now. A lot of you guys have the full badge. I appreciate that. Garrett says the thing with people on the last gen is that there's still a lot of people on the last gen, but they aren't really buying games at this point. I don't know. Is there a stat on that people are not buying games? Because GameStop's still in business and they're selling a lot of old games. Eclipse says, getting closer to that 2-year mark. It's been awesome being a part of your community. Glad I found you. A good old thing came out on Lono's channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming over and hanging out with us. 16 months. You only been here 16 months, Eclipse? Only been here 16 months? I thought you were here longer than that. You're a big part of the community. It feels like you've been here for the full 2 years that we've got monetized. Garrett says, I mean, it's over 4 years into the gen. Nobody should be making last-gen games anymore. I don't know about that. The Nintendo games were still supported like 7-8 years after the fact. PlayStation 2 games were still being made 11 years later. Grand Theft Auto 6 will get people to upgrade, for sure. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be that catalyst of people finally buying a new system. And I do agree with you, though, Garrett. I do agree with you. I think it is time for people to move over, right? But to stop supporting, I still think people buy games there. Zinto says GameStop sells more than just games nowadays. Oh, sure. They're like Spencer's. They sell t-shirts and bobbleheads and all the other crap that people don't need. Robert Jones says, I mean, I get it, but most sports games don't change much year to year. Right. And that's the thing. If people are still satisfied with the sports game they have from last year in 2024, is it enough for them to upgrade to a new system just to play that one game? Probably not. Probably not. Channel's only been around for 25, 26 months. The channel's been around. We started it in July of 2022. October of 2022. It got monetized in 3 months. It got monetized in the start of 2023. And Yeah. So 2023, 2020. So I got monetized January of 2023. So if you have 24 months, you've been here since it got monetized. Yeah. If you're at 24 months, you've been here since it started at monetization. Yeah, and it's been around for 27 months. Yeah. I thought Eclipse has been here since the start. I didn't think he got here months in. You're right. Sports games don't change much. I hate most sports games for the exact reason. Hence why I said I don't buy them every year. When I was a kid, every year I'd buy it. Doesn't matter if it was bases loaded. Doesn't matter if it was baseball simulator. Doesn't matter if it was Ken Griffey Jr. baseball. I bought a brand new baseball, football, basketball, hockey every single year until about, I want to say until I was like 18, 19. And then I was like, I'm good. That's when I saw the light of sports games not updating. Madden is what really did it for me. It's like, it's the same fucking game. Like I said, I haven't been around much, but I'm happy to support the channel. Well, I appreciate you. If you're here for one, look, I say this in the past. If you're here for 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, whatever it is, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us. Right? I like doing this. I like talking to people, like chatting with people. You know, we all like video games. We all like pieces of entertainment. We all like spending some time and just bullshitting with people that have the same interests. Kingdom Come 2 has already sold 1 million copies. So here's a perfect thing, right? We were talking about this earlier. If a game is good, it'll start picking up buzz, right? And if people start hearing this, oh, it sold 1 million copies. That 1 million copies, they're excited to tell you how many copies it sold, because that gets people going, oh, if it sold 1 million copies already, it must be good, right? Oh, it's got 9s and 10s. It's got to be good. So there'll be a lot of people that buy this game that never play the game. Well, there'll be a lot of people that buy the game thinking, well, it's a good game. Maybe I should own it. And they'll get it and they'll play it for a little bit and be like, this game's not for me, type of thing. But the fact is, if the game is good, word of mouth will get around and then it'll sell well. They've already surpassed, I believe, their peak players from the last game. And the last game sold, I think, 11 million units in 6 years. That's wild. Every sports game, every year. Yeah. Yeah, Zenthos. When I was younger, I would buy all that stuff, man. I also used to support roster updates for way longer. Oh, yeah. What I would do, again, my favorite baseball game ever is Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. Okay? Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball was my favorite baseball game. I knew every single team, every single player, where to put them, because you could move them in the batter's box, right? I don't even think you can move people in the batter's box in MLB The Show. Like, you can't step forward or backwards. You can move your bat to swing on the inside and outside and stuff. I don't think you can move on the thing. Maybe they changed it. But back in the day, you could adjust where you sat in the batter's box, right? And I knew where to put the person to exactly make, perfect content. I got so bored from being so good at the game that I would try not to hit home runs and just get base hits. Not just any base hit. A base hit in left field, between the left fielder and the center fielder, or the right fielder, right? And I would just mess around with people. Friends would come over. Sarge would play with me. He hated playing with me because I was just like toying. It's like a cat playing with its food, right? I was so good at Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball that I was like, I don't need to get, and then I would load the bases and then hit a home run, right? That's how good I was at Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. Sarge started bringing over his friends, right? And say, oh, you should play my brother. He's really good. They're like, oh, I could beat him. And I would let them score. I would let them, feel like they're winning. And then I would destroy them. Same with 2K Baseball. 2K Baseball, when it was online, I fucking loved it. Where you would have leagues, and you would set up things where you would actually have a league, and you would play with somebody. You could play your portion, and they would play theirs, and so on. I loved it, man. You would schedule a time, and you'd be like, Tuesday night, we play a league game. This is back in 2005, 2005, 2006. I would schedule time. We would be in a league with a 12-person team or 24-person team. We each have a team, and we play. I love playing. It's like chess. When you're playing a sports game of baseball, right? It's like playing chess. When you're a pitcher and you're pitching to them inside, outside, out. I loved it. Loved it. I know I don't talk about sports a lot in this game in this channel, but when I tell you I was a sports fanatic, man. I loved following all sports. ESPN was in the background 24/7. I knew everything about every team, every person in every sport. Now, I don't give a shit about any of it. Let's see. Kylo says I should let you move positions and choke up the bat. Yeah, they don't do this stuff like that. Older games did better. Older games did better. Harrison Ford says, shit happens over Indiana Jones 5 flop. That's the only thing flopping for Disney. They're down 7. We're about to talk about that. We're about to go to that next story. Cubsy. So if you're quoting stuff from that article, that's the next thing, and that's the last thing we're doing here. Last story that we're doing today. I can't have that on the screen. They fucking Kanye West's got his wife in the upper corner as an advertisement. They literally have it blurred out, but I can't. I gotta make this really large so you don't see it. I gotta be tactful with this one. Travis says, 30 new Madden every year, and I can't get a Transformers or GI Battlefield. Come on, man. Yeah. Madden prints money, man. Madden prints money. Retro Bowl, I finished a complete season, Jaggy. I finished a complete season. Fun game. Fun game. He's actually coming out with something else. I saw him, the developer of that. He made a college version, or is making the college version, but he also made something else, I believe. The problem is when I play games like that, Jaggy, a lot of people don't watch it. You know what I mean? When I post it. So it's like, why take the time to post other ones? You know what I mean? Like, I did a whole season. I just deleted it off this channel because the baseball was like hurting my the gameplay baseball. So I'm slowly deleting the games that were played on this channel. I'm removing them. Right? I played the entire season of MLB 23 that was up there. So we started from like the minor leagues all the way to the World Series, and we lost in the 7th game of the World Series. But I like doing that. I love playing all that. But like some of the videos would do like 200 views, and then the other one would do like 14. And it's just like, what's the point? On this channel, it was hurting it. So that's why I got rid of it. That's why I'm slowly getting rid of the gaming stuff and moving that over to the game 30 and Still Gaming. And whatever happens over there, I honestly don't care. Like if people want to go watch. If you don't want to watch, but that's where the library is going to sit now. All right, let's go to the next story. Guys, like what I do here. We do this Monday through Thursday. We go over cover news stories. Okay, I can speak English. We cover news stories, entertainment stories. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Articles like this, because it's entertainment, even though this is an entertainment channel, it's not really gaming channel. This story will get a breakout video, and this will get put up on our other channel if you guys like entertainment stuff. So like anything that has to do with like comic books, movies, shows, entertainment news, that goes over to Nerding with 30, right? So if you watch this live show, fantastic. I do appreciate you over on X watching. If you're over here on YouTube watching, you don't want to talk, cool. Hit that like button. If you'd like to go watch other stuff for other channels, we have 30 and Still Gaming, which is our gaming channel. We have 30 NSG, which is our live channel. And then we have Nerding with 30, which is our entertainment channel, as far as like not live, just uploads and stuff like that. So check it out. All right, so Disney. Hold on one second. Disney earning boosted by Moana 2. Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers. Jesus Christ. As streaming business swings to another profit. 700,000. That is That is absurd. Like, what? Okay. Domestic theme parks operating income hurt by hurricane expense in financial Q1. Yeah, I'm sure it's the hurricane. Animated blockbuster Moana 2 put wind into Disney's sails for the last 3 months of 2024. The sequel's strong showing at the box office, along with another profitable quarter for Disney Plus and Hulu, helped the Mouse House beat Wall Street's forecast for revenue and earnings. Disney Entertainment streaming business, comprising of Disney Plus and Hulu, delivered on the second straight profitable quarter with operating income at $293 million on a revenue of $6.07 billion, up 9%. And the flagship Disney Plus service lost a net of 700,000 customers worldwide. Not as bad as the analysts anticipated. I don't know how you spin this into a positive light. You lost 700,000 customers. While Hulu gained 1.6 million, better than expected, coming after a price increase went into effect in October. Okay. Overall, Disney reported a revenue of $24.69 billion, up 5% year over year, and 31% growth in total segment operating income of $5.1 billion for the first fiscal quarter of 2025. The 3 months ended on December 28th, 2024, and the media giant reported net income was $2.55 billion, up 34%, translating to adjusted earnings per share 1.76, up 44% from a year earlier. Analysts also had projected revenue for $24.55 billion and adjusted for EPS of 1.43. Our results this quarter demonstrate Disney's creative and financial strengths as it advances strategic and innovates set in motion over the past 2 years. Disney CEO Bob Iger said in prepared remarks, quote, overall, this quarter proved that to be strong at the start of the fiscal year, we remain confident in our strategy for continued growth. Now, if you guys missed, I made a video about how Disney bullies movie theaters, how they keep their guys in the big theaters, and how they come out with 12, 13, 14 movies a year. So when that other movie dies off, they have their next movie slid into that bigger theaters in the theaters and basically cannibalizing theaters because their movies are not doing very good. Okay. But they're taking the biggest openings of these movie theaters. So Sonic had more viewers, but yet they had less theaters. Okay. Because less people are going to actually the movies and less people are watching Disney movies in the theater. So Moana did this one movie that did much better overall than the other 9 movies that they had come out all last year. So for a full year fiscal of 2025, Disney reiterated that they expected to deliver a high single-digit adjust for EPS growth, along with roughly $15 billion in cash provided by operations. It's still focusing on entertainment streaming unit, i.e. Disney Plus and Hulu, and turned it in about $1 billion operating income for year ending in September of 2025. On an earnings call, Iger told analysts, we actually are very pleased with where we are subwised for Disney Plus and Hulu. They lost 700,000, but because of Hulu, they got 1.6. Okay, 1.6 million. So as you know, we took prices up significantly and fair recently, and expected the churn would be significantly greater. So imagine this, right? They lost 700,000 because they raised the price, but they gained 1.6 from Hulu at a higher price. So they now covered and doubled what they did before, basically, because they lost 700,000, but they got 1.6 at the higher price, right? They don't care. They don't care. Okay. They're still profitable and turned out to deliver numbers that were better than we expected. Okay. He said that combination of Disney Plus and Hulu available together in a price discount bundle actually regrew subs modestly in the quarter. In addition, Iger said that Disney is making enhancements to the streaming platforms, including cracking down on password sharing that will enable us to lower churn and continue to grow subs. A bright spot for Disney Entertainment Division for the year ended 2024 quarter, content sales and licensing revenue jumped 34% to $2.2 billion, and operating income came at $312 million versus a loss of $224 million a year ago. Now, Disney said that driven by the performance of Moana 2, which to date has topped a $1 billion global at the box office. Original 2016 Moana has been streamed more than 1 billion hours on Disney Plus day and date last year, and almost streamed film in the U.S. for the second year in a row, per the Nielsen's. It says, quote, the improvement for operating results as due to the higher theatrical distribution reflecting on the strong performance of Moana 2. And the current quarter, Disney said announcing earnings. The current quarter also includes Mufasa, the Lion King, which is not doing very good, I don't think. I would have to look that up. And the prior year quarter includes The Marvels and Wish. The Marvels bombed at the box office. They lost $250 million plus Wish lost, I think, another 300 million plus. Iger taught that the quarter's outstanding box office performance from our studios, which is noted production of the top 3 grossing movies of 2024. Inside Out 2, Deadpool Wolverine, and Moana 2. Now, again, I repeat, 10 movies a year come out, minimum. 3 movies will make money. Their 3 movies that came out this year surpass the 3 movies that normally, because you get 2 movies that make money, but not a dramatic a lot. Inside Out blew up, okay? Deadpool and Wolverine blew up, and then Moana. All 3 movies are over $1 billion. So just think, they could put 14, 15 movies out, and because they have these 3 movies, it covered the cost of all these. In addition to improving profitability in the entertainment streaming business, Iger said it took to an important step to advance ESPN's digital strategy by adding ESPN title to Disney Plus, and this is why they got their extra boosts. Okay. Results at Disney domestic linear TV business, which includes ABC, cable nets, and FX and Disney Channel, were flat for the quarter, with $2.2 billion in revenue, operating income of $837 million. In the period of linear domestic units, increased the programming and production costs primarily due to the higher average cost mixed to programming at ABC, reflecting the impact of 2023's guild strike on a prior year quarter. International linear revenue was down minus 31%. Okay. In Disney's sports division, ESPN revenue rose 8% to $4.81 billion, and operating income was also 15% to $228 million for the fiscal quarter 2. The company said sports segment operating income will also eventually impact by approximately $100 million due to college sports, which is another big, huge thing. Additional NFL playoff game, along with $50 million of exiting a Venue Sports joint venture at Disney, also formed by Fox Corp and Warner Bros. Discovery. So Disney Experience division revenue up 3%, $9.4 billion, and operating income at $3.1 billion, a flat fiscal. Let's see here. Iger also comments that the Experience segment demonstrates the endurance appeal to the continued investing strategy across the globe, with the formation of the Star India joint venture, of which Disney owns 37% of the company, has also changed how it reports certain part of the business. And for starters, Disney no longer reports Disney Plus Hotstar India. They basically folded over there as part of the direct-to-consumer streaming business. And remember, a couple years ago, they gave it away for like 36 cents or gave it away for free over in India. Well, now those have, canceled, or no people are doing it. So they're like, oh yeah, we're just not going to talk about it. Revisited numbers for September 2024 quarter shifted 2.6 million customers into Disney Plus international subscribers line. Disney Plus Global closed out last year with 124.6 million subs, down 700,000 sequentially. That 700,000 is probably from the India thing that they did, right? Because they gave it away, and now they're down. Okay, so they included 1.5 million loss internationally. There you go. Okay, to 67.8 million, and 800,000 gain in the U.S. and Canada for 56.8 million, which is the Hulu/ESPN type of stuff. So for the March quarter, the company also forecasting another modest decline in a total Disney Plus subscribers compared to fiscal quarter 1. Let's see here. Meanwhile, Disney's complete buyout for Comcast 1/3 stake in Hulu is still pending, and Hulu had 53.6 million total consumers at the year's end, up from 52, so they were up 1.6 million prior quarter, and the number of Hulu customers with live TV packages remain unchanged at 4.6 last month. Disney announced the deal with the pay TV streaming provider Fubo. Is that how you say that? Fubo? Combined a Hulu Plus live TV with Fubo operations in the joint venue. They're also trying to team up with Max, I believe now, if I'm not mistaken. With the fiscal year of quarter 1 2025 reports, that Disney no longer reporting fiscal info for its combined direct consumer streaming business. They got to hide numbers. You know what I mean? They got to hide that stuff. It's also, until now, ESPN Plus financials are consolidated in Disney's sports segment, right? So they don't want to show you because they're way down on ESPN. So they just kind of combine them into a different section, right? So for year-over-year quarter, ESPN Plus dropped 700,000 subs to stand to 24.9 million. So look, overall, Disney, regardless of how many people do not like Disney, right, for whatever reason, if it's politically, if it's because you don't like what they're doing or what they're doing, they're making money. They still make money off the theme parks, right? They still make a lot of money off of the movies, even with 2/3 of the movies not making money, right? So let me go real quick to Box Office Mojo and look up some stuff here. Even with, right, we have 3 movies here. Okay, I think Mufasa, The Lion King, 653 million. Now, the budget for this thing, I believe, is like 280. So they've made money. They made about $100 million in profit for this, for Mufasa the Lion King. Okay. Then you have Deadpool. Right. Then you got Deadpool, where the last one, this movie made a ridiculous amount of money, 1.3 billion. Okay, for Deadpool and Wolverine, 636 million. They made their money back and beyond. Okay, they basically made their budget back off of opening weekend, opening $211 million. Right, so they made great money off of that. Then you got Moana, and then you have Inside Out 2, if I'm not mistaken. Right, you have Inside Out 2. Where else we got here? Yeah, Moana 2. They made $1 billion as well. Okay, so they've made about $400 to $600 million off of that movie. Okay, and then you have Inside Out 2, which I believe also broke. Inside Out 2, yeah, 1.6 billion. So if Deadpool failed, let's say Deadpool didn't make money, and let's say Moana didn't make money, right? Inside Out 2 alone made all the money back, and they could operate for the next, 2 years if they really wanted to, right? And that's how the movie industry works, right? They make a crap ton of money. So it's a numbers game, okay? The more money, the more movies they make, the better opportunity they have, but more movies don't make money than they do make money. But if you get that one movie, you get that one piece of entertainment that's a hit. That's why you look at companies in the video game space. When you look at Sony, or you look at Xbox, or you look at EA, where they're pumping out game after game underneath their first party titles. If one doesn't make it, but one does, it counters the other one, right? Because it's all going to the same spot. But in the movie industry, it's much more lucrative, right, to be a part of that one film. And Disney made 3 movies last year that made $1 billion. And if you go back and watch that other video that I had 2 weeks ago talking about the movie industry with Sonic and whatnot, and how Disney basically is cannibalizing the actual movie theaters and killing them because they hold hostage these theaters because they want their movies in the biggest theaters in the place. And when they fail, when 7 movies of Disney go into theaters and they don't make money and they're just taking up space, these other smaller movies, these other production companies, these other produced movies don't make money because Disney is cannibalizing the actual spot where they go. So this is just a little information. I know a lot of people don't give a shit about this type of stuff, but as a person that I go to Disney, I'm an annual pass holder here because it's just so much to do, and for the price that we pay for to all the stuff that we can do. I follow Disney a lot. I'm not a stockholder in any way, shape, or form, but I do enjoy going to the park with my kid and whatnot. So I like to follow this stuff. I like to follow theme park stuff. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Let me know what you guys think about Disney. Do you think Disney can turn around where they actually have better movies again? Have they made that turn, right? Have they put out more entertaining pieces of I haven't heard Inside Out 2 we watched. Wasn't woke in any way, shape, or way or form, right? Deadpool 2, or Deadpool, sorry, and Wolverine was a good movie. Entertaining. Wasn't great, but it was a good movie. Haven't seen Moana 2, but I hear good things about it. But let me know your thoughts and comments in the section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Krebsy says 2025 is going to be rough for Disney. Disney Plus is having issues. Movies are also meh, especially with Snow White coming. Multiple parks and Big Four have a major renovation. Epic Universe is opening. Yeah, they're gonna be hurting this year for sure. Not only are they hurting because of Epic Universe opening up, but they're having problems with the construction that's going on in the parks right now for Disney, Krebsy. Not even talking about the movie, right? But they do have good movies coming out, right? I mean, I shouldn't say good movies. They have a big lineup. They have 13 films coming out, I believe, this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Disney has, I'm pretty sure they have 13 films coming out this year. Let's see here. I think they have 12 or 13 movies just off the Disney publishing. Let's see, a list of Disney films coming out. We looked at this a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Let me scroll down. Yeah, so 2025, they got Captain America: Brave New World. Probably going to bomb, not going to make it money. Snow White, probably going to bomb, not going to make money. Okay, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. I don't know what the hell that is. Probably not going to not make good money. Okay. I'm not even going to look at the 20th Century Fox ones. Just looking at the Marvel Studios / Walt Disney Pictures. Okay. Then you got Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts comes out in May. Think about this for a second. Captain America is so bad, they started advertising for Fantastic Four before they started advertising for Thunderbolts. Okay? Just think about that for a second. Okay? Think about that. Thunderbolts is coming out before Fantastic Four, and yet we've already seen a trailer for Fantastic Four before the newest trailer for Thunderbolts. Okay? So we got Brave New World, not going to make money. Snow White's probably going to bomb. Thunderbolt's probably going to not do very well. Lilo and Stitch could be on the cusp. The live-action Lilo and Stitch coming out just 2 weeks after Thunderbolts. Okay? Probably not going to do very well. ELO, which is the new Pixar, I think, animation, that might be a hit. That might be a miss. Let's just say it's a miss. Okay? In this scenario. Then you have Fantastic Four. Then you got Freakier Friday. Then you got Tron Ares. Okay? Then you got the Predator Badlands. That's 20th Century Fox, though. Then you got Zootopia 2. Then you have Avatar coming out at the very end here. The next Avatar film. So let's just say all the other movies bomb. You get Avatar, that's going to make money for them. Guaranteed. That's $1 billion guaranteed. Okay? Then you get, let's say, Fantastic Four, I think, because of the hype of it, because it could be like the new relaunch, I guess, of the Marvel Universe over here. That could be number 2. And then you got the other Pixar or Zootopia is that third film. Okay? But I think Avatar alone will make up for the entire movie of Walt Disney Pictures, right? That's how big it is to have that many films coming out and that one film to make you the money. So they could bomb. Every movie could just fail at the box office, but Avatar at the end of the year is going to make $1 billion, $1.5 billion easy. Easy. Let's see. Kyle also says, yeah, the park started renovations way too late. It's like they also took Epic Universe as a joke or something, and they also the last minute panicked, and they're also doing all these. Well, no, what happened was, Kylo, that what happened outside the we don't talk politics here, but because they were so stupid at what they did, okay, because of different laws that were passing that wasn't what it was, and they took a stance. Bravo, take a stance, okay. They screwed themselves over, and now they have to follow the same rules. They were exempt from all these other rules. They could build what they wanted. They could do what they wanted. But because they did what they did, now they have to go through the right path that Universal had to go through, and all these other parks have to go. SeaWorld and Legoland and all these other places, Busch Gardens. They all had to follow these rules, and Disney was exempt from these rules. But now they have to follow these rules. So now they're on brake pulling, okay? People started boycotting it. They lost a shit ton of money, so they couldn't even build what they wanted to build for Epcot, and they screwed themselves. Let's see. Robert Jones says, unsub unless there's something I really, really want to watch. Yeah. Haley says, Freakier Friday, the search for more money. That's right. Zitho says, you really think that Brave New World is not going to do well? Yeah, it's gonna lose at least $200 million. You can mark that down for me. It's gonna lose at least $200 million, because right now, Zinthos, the reported budget is $180 million, which is false because they had 4 massive reshoots. So the actual budget's around 250, if not closer to 300 million. Which means they have to hit minimum $650 million. Okay, this movie won't make more than 4, in my opinion. Won't even make more than 4. Hill says, I think Tron might do well. If it doesn't though, Hilly, what I'm saying is it's covered because of Avatar. It honestly doesn't matter if it does well or not. It doesn't matter if Thunderbolts fails. It doesn't matter as the business overall. Obviously, it matters a lot for Marvel if Fantastic Four does well or Thunderbolts does well or Brave New World. But overall, as a company, it doesn't matter if these movies do well or don't do well because Avatar will cover it. They're going to cover the spread. Zootopia will do good. Yeah. I'm just saying in worst case scenario, if all those movies, which let me count the movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 films come out from 9 movies come out from Walt Disney Studios. Okay. 9 of them. Zootopia will probably be profitable for the Walt Disney side. Okay. Avatar comes out for 20th Century Fox. Now, obviously, they own 20th Century Fox. And there's 3 movies coming out from 20th Century Fox, right? So they have 13 movies coming out total. Okay, 13 movies coming out total from 20th Century Fox and Walt Disney and Marvel. Okay, and Avatar will cover all of those. So they can all lose money and Avatar will cover the spread. Stuff is messed up when they had trouble with the water license. Yeah. They would never have that problem, Krebsy, if they just kept their mouth shut and didn't get involved and just was a company making entertainment. They wouldn't have that problem. And Epcot would have been finished 1.5 years ago. This park would have already been in operation. Like would have been like 1.5 years already building it. But instead, they did what they did, and now here we are. Kyle says, all I know is the music better be on par with the with Daft Punk's soundtrack. It was so damn good. Oh, for the last Tron? Yeah. Have you been on the have you been to recently to the Tron roller coaster? It's good. I like it. What happened with the water? So what's happening right now, Jones? So they have a they have this ferry that goes around. It's over by. Have you ever been to Disney? Have you ever been to Magic Kingdom? So at Magic Kingdom, there's this. I forget what the Freedom. I forget what the water place is called. But there's a big ferry boat that goes around. Okay, it's over by the Haunted Mansion between Thunder Mountain. This big giant space, right? Let me see if I could. Let me get you a visual here. Let me get this up for you here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So this whole section right over here, okay, if you can see it. So this whole section here, there's a section behind the Haunted Mansion, which they're building a new villains park, right? There's going to be like a whole bad guy section back here, okay? So, yeah, Rivers of America. So in Frontierland right now, this whole space right here, they're getting rid of Tom Sawyer's Island and whatnot, okay? Which people hate. They don't want to get rid of it, but they're getting rid of it. So they're getting rid of all of this, and they're draining the water. Well, what happened was, because it's a man-made area, which is fine, it was man-made originally, okay? They didn't have to follow any rules by environmental stuff, okay? They didn't have to do anything for the environmental stuff because it was man-made. But because now they opened their mouth and now they have to go through the right paperwork and file stuff with permits and whatnot, because they made this water, there's now creatures living in that water, okay? So now their environmental impact that's happened. So now they have to do like tests and different things. Instead, they could just mow it down, fill it in, and build a new car world that's going to go there. But because they open their mouth and try to get involved with politics instead of just being an entertainment company, they now have to follow the line and rules of the rest of the parks. So now they have to file paperwork. And they came back and said, you have to file this paperwork within a certain amount of time. They didn't. So now it's delayed by like 3 to 6 months or something like that. So now they have to get permits and stuff to do all this. Okay. So that's the crazy part about it. So yeah, that's the water that they have to get the right permits for the environmental impact. Eclipse says, it's funny. I played the new Multiverses update. It's in the best spot it's ever been. They listened to everyone's criticism and fixed the season. Bittersweet if you liked it as a PvP game. Well, too little too late, right, Eclipse? Too little too late. Yeah, because they're getting rid of the water, right? They're getting rid of the water there, and people really like that view. They like looking out towards Thunder Mountain. And right now, Thunder Mountain's closed, right? So Thunder Mountain is closed. So this whole section over here is closed for like a year because they're revamping it. The Splash Mountain, which is now called Bayou's Adventure, okay, that's been broke a lot, so that's not really working very well. So right now, you have 1/3 of the section of the parks closed, okay? You're getting rid of this giant area here, and then you're building up another part over here, and that's going to take years. It's going to take years. If they did it without saying anything, they would have been fine. But it's funny that they have to do the impact studies. No. Here's the thing: they wouldn't have been fined because before they were above the law. Jones, they got exposed because they opened their mouth, right? So they were under their own. They were under their own government, you could say. Okay, for 50 years. They could just do what they wanted, build what they wanted, and it was fine. But because they opened their mouth, the government, Florida, the state of Florida, was like, wait a minute, how are you doing all this stuff? And they were exposed. And now when you go there, so before they had their own security, they had their own stuff. Now when you go there, you'll see the Orange County or you'll see the Florida state patrols and stuff like that patrolling the areas now, right? Because now they're not above the law. They're not getting away with stuff. They have to follow. Hence why Universal Studios and SeaWorld takes so long to build things, because they had to go through the same things that now Disney's going through. Before, they didn't have to do anything. Nothing. They could just build what they wanted, and no questions were asked, because that's what they were doing. Under the table, a whole bunch of other stuff was going on. They're doing all the things around the Aladdin carpet ride. The Aladdin carpet ride is down here. Yeah, so all of this is getting redone up here. Cynthia says, I just realized both Disneyland and Disney World are in counties named Orange, but in different states. I actually don't think Disney World's in Orange County. It's in Kissimmee. I don't think they're in Orange County. They're close, though. I don't know if they're in actually Orange County. Are they? Magic Kingdom is located in Walt Disney World Resort. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. It's Bay Lake, Florida, not Orange County. It's Bay Lake. Rogue says, when I worked at the engineering firm, we did work for Disney. They do have their own building codes that you have to follow. Right. Not anymore. Not anymore, Roic. Now they have to follow the building codes of the rest of the world. That's why things got built so quickly before. Yeah, no, you're correct for in Anaheim. That is Orange County. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That. Time to go to Twitter and check out the Twitterverse. See if anything happened. Florida is the orange state. That's correct. Let's see what happened on Twitter while we were live. Because news stories come out all the time, right? Coming out all the time. I'm gonna do a quick poll. If you guys watched it or didn't watch it, I'm gonna do a poll. I want to know: did you like Did you guys like the Fantastic Four trailer? I want to see what you guys say. I want to see that. I want to see what you guys think. Did you guys like the Fantastic Four trailer? Is that because of the heat or actual oranges? Actual oranges. Yeah. So, Hilly, Florida is one of the largest orange in the country. As far as the eye could see from where I live, which is about 22 miles away from there, as far as the eye could see, there was orange trees, orange groves and whatnot. I actually live on an orange grove. Okay. And, they, over the years, got a disease on the oranges, which, hurts the trees and whatnot. And people started developing and buying out all the orange groves as far as the eye can see. So now there's just, instead of seeing orange groves, now you see rooftops for 20 miles. As far as you can see. Yeah. It says, I'm ready to start a new job. I have to go to Panama City for my training. Oh, nice. Can you play the trailer? I haven't watched it. I guess I can. They're gonna hit me for it, Hilly. If I watch it though. I guess I can. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass to delete it afterwards. If I make a trailer, or if I put it up on Nerding with 30 and then put the trailer there and like reverse it and then kind of filter through it and stuff, maybe. But they always hit it. I don't want to get a mark on my channel again. I'm trying to help the algorithm. Paul says, to be honest, I think it's the best thing they can do for Fantastic Four, being stylistic like the comics. I agree. I think it looks good visually, like film wise. It looks cool, Paul. But the trailer itself, for me personally, it was underwhelming. But I do like the style. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to show you guys. So I made a video. Where is it? I made a song, and then I asked Hilly. to make a video for it. Now I gotta find it. Okay. So I wanna do this real fast. So this is, I made the song. I asked Hilly to put it to some video stuff. So if you guys missed the song earlier today, this is called Bethesda Bugthesda. Okay, this is a AI song that I wrote. Didn't do the music. Obviously, the AI did the music, and this is Hilly who put it to a video for me. So let's watch this. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you know who it is. Big Todd in the house, 16 times the detail, 1,000 planets, but none of them got NPCs. Hey, let's go!
Word, Bethesda, oh Bethesda, you got me again.
Told me it'd be polished, but it's glitching instead. Todd Howard said you can go anywhere, but my ship just crashed and it ain't even fair. Oh, Bethesda take my cash. Another broken launch, but I still come back. 16 times the detail, yeah, we all believe, till I take an arrow straight to the knee. Hey, load up Fallout, yeah, I'm feeling bold. Power armor looking nice, but my limbs won't fold. NPCs T-posing, floating through the sky. Said it'd be next gen, man, Todd, why'd you lie? Starfield's got 1,000 planets, sounds insane, but half of them are empty, bro, explain the game. I built my ship, took off, feeling real tight. Then I clipped through the floor, now I'm stuck in a fight. 16 times the meme, 16 times the lies. 16 new patches, each one's a surprise. Took an arrow to the knee, now I'm stuck in space, but that's alright, I'll just blame it on the chase. Word, but that's not mean Bucksta, here we go. Another new game, but it's buggy though. 16 times the detail, where'd it be? Guess I lost it with my frames at 23. Skyrim dropped again, what's this? Renursey 10. Got it on my toaster and my fridge, amen. But I still take a knee shot every damn time, and the guard don't care, man, I'm losing my mind. Fallout 76, yeah, that launch was rough. Charged me full price, game still looking scuffed, but they patched it up. Gave us NPCs, only took them 5 years, but hey, I'm pleased. Lure, I keep playing, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's the bugs or Todd's sweet lies. He says, go explore, make your own fun, but I fell through the map, guess my run is done. 16 times the bugs, 16 times the crashes, 16 times my save files taking flashes. Took off in my ship, thought I'd see the sights, but my crew's just floating like they're in a fight. Pre-order bonus? Oh, that's a laugh. Season pass, more like a crash. Nuka-Cola, more like Nuka-Whoa. I swear every update's another low blow. You're Bethesda, oh Bethesda, you got me again. Told me it'd be polished, but it's glitching instead. Todd Howard said you can go anywhere, but my ship just crashed and it ain't even fair. Oh, Bethesda take my cash. Another broken launch, but I still come back. 16 times the detail, yeah, we all believe, till I take an arrow straight to the knee. Man, I swear I'm done this time. Until Elder Scrolls 6 drops. Hey, Todd, you win again.
So there you go. Hilly, thank you very much for thank you very much for doing the video to the song. Yeah, we got plenty of them, Jaggy. This is another song I did. I asked Hilly to do it because I was like, I don't have time. I was like, he's like, you want to do one of these? So but here's my vision, guys. I'm going to make another channel, right? I'm going to make another channel that's just the songs I'm creating, okay? I'm just going to make another channel, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. But I would like to make it like MTV, you know what I'm talking about? Where you can just turn it on, and it'll play in the background, and you can listen to the music, the fun parodies and whatnot. But I wanted to have videos like this just playing. That's what I want to do with all the songs I've created. I got a lot of them. Actually, Al Dente, that's exactly what I was thinking about calling it, right? 30 and still jamming. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Maybe people will watch it. Maybe people will listen to it. Who knows? It just sits there. Maybe the channel gets monetized. I don't know. But I want to try to put some music or something that people can just play. 30 starting MTV Cribs. I just want something that's entertaining. That's all. And then in the morning before I go live, instead of just playing the music, I want to play the music videos while you're waiting. I got plans. I have a vision for what I want to do. We got a lot of them. And since you guys are here, I made 2 other songs. I played them earlier. Okay, I played them earlier in the morning show. You probably didn't hear them. So I'm going to play another one for you. Okay, this is called Everything's an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. These are all fun. These are all just, you know, parody songs to make you laugh while you listen to these things.
Phil Spencer wakes up, boots a game, still in his PJs, but he's bringing the flame. Xbox controller in both his hands. Man's got Game Pass on 16 screens. Damn, play it on a console, play it on a fridge, or play it on your grandma's smart TV in the kitchen. Like Cloud Stream, Dream Team, every single store. If it's got a circuit board, Xbox wants more. When they said exclusive, Phil said nah. Put it on a Switch, put it on a PS5. Cloud in the sky, games on demand. Xbox logo and everything, man. Everything's an Xbox. Xbox, don't you see? If it's got a screen, then it's playing for free. Game Pass here, Game Pass there. Phil's playing chess while they play in solitaire. Yo, you got a microwave? That's an Xbox. Remember a Tesla dashboard? That's an Xbox. Your dad's old beeper? Yep, Xbox. That
Xbox.
calculator? Bro, that's an Xbox. Bought a PS5, guess what, fool? You just funded Xbox as part of the rule. Starfield, Doom, even Minecraft 2. Phil selling you games on your own console, dude. Did your baby's pacifier? That's an Xbox. No, that fax machine from 92, that's an Xbox. Raw traffic lights, bro, they got Game Pass. The self-checkout at Walmart, that's an Xbox. Your grandma's radio, Xbox. That one of your dog shot collar, Xbox. And the UFO spotted last week, Xbox. Oh, they didn't see it coming. Sony and Nintendo started running. Phil just smirked and tipped his hat. Everything is Xbox. Imagine that. NASA called up, said we got a prob. The Mars rover just booted up TOD. A black hole formed near Galaxy M82. And somehow, bro, it's running Halo 2. You see that hourglass? It's an Xbox. See your bank's ATM? It's an Xbox. It's Elon's rocket, bro. It's an Xbox. On your own eyeballs? Yup. Xbox. Everything's an Xbox, don't you see? If it's got a screen, then it's playing for free. Game Pass here, Game Pass there. Phil's playing chess while they play in solitaire. Console wars are dead, man. We're playing everywhere now. You got a Tamagotchi, that's an Xbox. You got a gas station receipt printer, that's an Xbox. You got an old Nokia phone, guess what? It's running Halo Infinite. Your own thoughts, probably an Xbox. Your soul, I don't know, might be an Xbox too. Game Pass forever.
So that's that. And then the last song is PlayStation coming to PC.
Sony once said, PC, no way. You want our games, buy a PS5 and play. But then they saw the money pile getting high, and now Kratos boots up on a Dell. Oh my. First came Horizon, Aloy took flight, swinging through Steam like it felt so right. Then Spidey showed up, crawling through the door. Now both of his games run at 144. Our day and date, it's too late. Even Sony knows PC is great. They held out long, but the money talked. Now Joel and Ellie walk where Master Chief walked. MLB The Show was the final blow. Now it's on Xbox, PlayStation's low. Wait, hold up, this don't feel right. Our own game sells better on Series X. Sigh. Helldivers 2 was ready to shine, but Sony said PSN's required online. Steam said nah, and fans got mad. Now refunds rolling into bad. So sad. And what's this? Look at that! Lego Horizon on Switch, oh that's fast. They said PlayStation exclusive, loud and proud. Now Alloy's on Nintendo, yikes, that's wild. Day and date, check the rate. Sony's games on everything. Ain't it great? God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us 2. Might as well drop Bloodborne, you know it's due. So here we stand, let's not pretend. PlayStation exclusives, that era's at an end. Fanboys crying, but let's be real. If it runs on PC, it's the best deal.
So Sony guys, you'll cry about that. Be like, 30's making fun of the PlayStation. He's making fun of the PlayStation. And the Xbox guys will be like, oh, he's making fun of the Xbox. He's making fun of the Xbox. So, yeah, those are 3 new songs that we created. More are coming. I'm working on more. Yeah, I'm not even a PC Master Race guy, Eclipse. You know, I can't even run the games on my PC, which is funny. I just like the parody songs. I think they're funny. Like Weird Al Yankovic type of songs. That's what I like. So if you liked any of those things, hit the like button, would you? Hit the like button. Help us out. Small channel. We're done for the day. I do appreciate you very much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Tonight, we're going to try to finish out the Halo Infinite campaign. Come on over to 30 and Still Gaming tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I believe it's going to be me, Sarge, and Akuta Papa. If anybody else wants to play, you're more than welcome to jump in and play with us for the the final campaign of stuff. Actually, I don't know if you've never played the campaign, you can't come and join us. So I think it's just me, Sarge, and Akuta Papa, because if you're new, we have to go back to the beginning, and we're not doing that. But yeah, I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty tuned in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too. We've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too. We've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend. The show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive. The daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your more